All right, folks, we are live. It's Saturday. I ain't got shit to do. So let's hang out and talk about pop culture. Let's talk about my collection, your collections. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about anything. Uh, let's get some questions rolling. I'm going to be on for a while tonight, so let's have a lot of fun. Got a pretty active chat rolling already, so welcome to everyone that's in the chat. It's a little different me being live like this, not at the crack of dawn, not with a cup of coffee. Oh, didn't mean to turn off the bat. There we go. Audio's a bit muffled. Well, let's see. Do I have the right mic selected?
There we go. Let's see. I switched the microphone. Yeah, Saturday night is all right for bullshitting. No, didn't see Jurassic World yet. Not going to. Don't really like Jurassic Park too much, so it's kind of a tough sell on me. Better now. There we go. I got the mic plugged in. This computer only has 2 USB ports, so I have to use the touchpad. I don't get to use a USB mouse. Oh, you guys seem excited. Talk about the Last Jedi remake. All right, well, I think it's fake, so it probably won't happen. Um, if something like that would happen, it would probably go against Lucasfilm's stance of they used to have a thing where you could make a fan film and they wouldn't really try to sue anybody as long as it wasn't made for profit. That was George Lucas's philosophy. But with him gone, there's going to be a lawsuit if anything like that were to ever happen. If I was allowed, would I punch Ryan Johnson? No, I would not punch Ryan Johnson because I don't want to go to jail. I don't really have the money for a lawsuit unless you guys are going to bail me out. Doubt it. So we're talking about that Silk movie over at Sony. The Silk movie at Sony just reeks of desperation. It's not necessarily about expanding the Spider-Man universe. It's about milking the Spider-Man IP while Marvel has Spider-Man proper. That's why Venom's the way it is. That's why there's going to be the Silk movie, the Miles Morales animated thing, all that stuff. The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel title, Far From Home. Yeah, I thought that was dumb. I read that article over on Comic Book Resources, and it said that Spider-Man's going to be in London, and I don't like that idea. I know in issue number 95 he went to London and stuff like that, but he was chased after Gwen Stacy, and we haven't even seen Spider-Man in Manhattan proper. He was just, in whatever it was. He was in Queens, so he was over there in that borough hanging out, and it wasn't that great. He was a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I want to see him take on a bigger threat in New York before he leaves the country. It's like this movie's just trying to avoid being like the other ones, so they go and make the character not Spider-Man. Yeah, Kendo, no one did call you. I didn't plan on doing this. Thanks, Max M. I will keep up the videos. How much do you think I've spent on toys as an adult? I've definitely spent over $10,000. That comes from Lime Green Hulk. God, it's there. I don't know. A lot. I'll show you guys what I recently picked up just for the hell of it. We can get these damn stormtroopers out of here because nobody cares about those. I bought. Oh shit! I need a better camera setup. There we go. There we go. So I picked up those recently from The Dark Knight Returns, which is an awesome comic book. I don't know if you guys have ever read it, but if you haven't, I suggest it. Let's see. There's a lack of web swinging in the last Spider-Man. You're damn right there's a lack of web swinging in the last Spider-Man. I'm so tired of him jumping around acting like a fucking CGI buffoon. By the way, what are my thoughts on Cowboy Bebop? Well, there it is on Blu-ray. I like it. Show the shelf. I can't get it in frame properly because the shelf is actually 4 shelves. But if you guys request something special from the shelf, if I have access to it, I'll pull it down. So if somebody tags me, in, like, I don't know, show a Power Ranger or something, I'll show a Power Ranger. If you want to see James Bond or some shit like that, you guys let me know. So we can keep this rolling for quite some time. It's Saturday. What do I got to do? I got free time and Crown Royal, and let's see, how many figures do I own altogether? I have more action figures than anyone you've probably ever met. Remember, I still have all the shit from when I was a kid, as well as new stuff, and I keep picking up stuff all the time. Like, I'm a big fan of The Rock. So what do I got here? The Rock. I mean, it goes all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I have a Rose Tico figure. I bought it for $1. I bought it for a whole buck. Rax the Hero, thank you for your super chat. I heard someone mention Power Rangers. Yeah, you did. Here's a random Power Ranger that I just so happen to have right here. Those Automorph and Blue Ranger. I got Megazord and all kinds of shit on my shelf. So there's your first mention of Power Ranger. Ivan Nieves, thank you very much. I have to thank you and Ethan. You both have inspired me to go and try to get my anime idea made. Got an artist, and soon I'm going to crowdfund. Well, make sure you let me know about that, and we will talk about it here on the channel for you. So I'm really happy that someone's pursuing their dream. It's fulfilling when you go out and do it, and then you get to see that thing made real. And trust me, you'll love it. Blue Ranger Week, son, I got all of them. Blue Ranger was my favorite because he was blue. Let's see. Somebody wants to see my oldest Spider-Man figure. Shit. Hold on. I don't know if this is exactly the oldest one, but this one came from McDonald's in the 90s. There we go. That is the McDonald's Spider-Man, the Animated Series Spider-Man. I don't know where my other one is. My 1990 Hasbro or Toy Biz one. I overpaid by $1.50 for my Rose Tico. Probably. I feel like they owe me some stuff. Justice League Snyder Cut is happening in November? Oh, shit. Well, I'll have to check that out. By the way, I'm trying to get this camera to focus, but for some reason it won't focus on this little tiny Spider-Man. So, okay, yeah, that is from 95. And okay, I got another one of the figures somewhere. I can't reach it. I didn't see Fallen Kingdom. I have to admit I'm not going to go see it because I didn't see Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 3. So I apologize if you guys are anxiously waiting for some Jurassic Park discussions, but I'm not your guy. Thomas Gilkey, do you guys have Patreon? If so, I'd love to support it if I can, since Jeremy told us about you and Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, we have Patreon, just world-class bullshitters. We're on Patreon. You guys get all kinds of stuff. I'm working on some exclusive content for you guys that's only going to roll over there. So if you want to, help out the channel, awesome. I appreciate it. And we always give you guys all kinds of stuff. Marty McFly, do you miss Blockbuster Video at all? What are your best and worst memories from them? Ooh, I love questions like this. Yes, I do miss Blockbuster Video. I went to Blockbuster Video as well as Hollywood Video quite frequently. So I'll put the Batmobile right here while we wait. Yeah, I went to Blockbuster Video all the damn time. I lived by 3 of them. So Blockbuster was pretty common. Best memory, I remember as a kid, this isn't the best memory, but I do remember as a kid, I got a really good report card and they gave me a free rental. So that was kind of cool. But they also, we had unlimited rentals. We bought DirecTV from them. And for buying DirecTV, we had a card where you could get a free rental every single week. So from the December of 2000 through December of 2001, I got a free rental every week, and that included a game. So those are some of my better memories. One Blockbuster memory I have is I found The World Was Not Enough video game. I didn't realize it was coming out, and I went to rent it, and my mom said, don't rent it, I'll just buy it for you tomorrow. So that was a good memory. Worst memory, when we rented The Matrix, I had to ride my bike to return the videotape. So that kind of sucked. Thank you for subscribing, Lord Betray Us. Thank you. What did I think of the Predator trailer? That comes from Lou Ramirez Radio. Thank you very much, Lou. Kind of disappointed, to be honest with you guys. I expected more. I mean, I hear Shane Black's coming back. And, Predator is one of the all-time great action movies. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I watch it quite regularly. And I'm excited for the prospect of more action movies like that. But the trailer didn't really do too much for me. So I'm kind of I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. But if it's I will see the movie. And if the movie kicks ass, well, then I'm going to be the first one to tell you it kicks ass. Indie Defense, if you want to send him to EVS, that is all on you. Maybe you guys can make your own Roast Tico Tower. X-Men would make a good Netflix series if not so much focused on... If I could speak, sorry, I'm completely sober. But I ate a big burrito, so I'm kind of bloated and tired. But no, X-Men would work as a Netflix show if it wasn't teeny bopper-focused garbage. First off, Beamer, thank you very much. One of my favorite things about video stores was finding hidden gem kung fu movies. We did that too. We also did a lot of horror movie gems that we would find. Fun fact, here in Cincinnati, we used to have a show called The Friday Night Foo. Obviously, it was on Friday nights. Then it became The Foo and it moved to Saturdays. But they would do kung fu movies, and sometimes they would dub over with some funny shit, kind of like Kung Pao Enter the Fist. The host's name was Cap'n Dave. And I'll never forget they used that song Teenage Lobotomy from the 90s, so it was pretty popular. Thank you to Luke Robbins. That's very generous. You've been entertaining me a lot at work. The Last Jedi was fucking shit. Have a chat with Star Wars Theory Guy and gain the high ground. If he'll have me, I'll have a debate with anybody. I'm into debating. I'll bring, my stance on the movie without saying, oh, it's inclusive and that makes it good. And the only reason I use that as an example is because I had a debate not too long ago with somebody, and they used that as the prime example of it being a good film. It was inclusive. The Healthy Man, long-time listener, thank you. Any hype for the Venom movie? We are Venom. We are Venom. There you go. Sorry, you actually typed in the claps. No hype for the movie. Venom's cool. Speaking of Venom, hold on, let me pull down my Venom figure because I have one of those. Wonder how this all sounds me walking around my office, but whatever. So let's say goodbye to the Stormtrooper, and we'll replace him with Venom. Sorry about the dark lighting, folks, but can't really do too much. Got a black background for Venom. Well, that's Venom, and then there's Spider-Man, a Healthy Man, and there's a really old Spider-Man in the symbiote suit, too. Sorry. Wait, your go-to movie snack. What are your go-to movie snacks, candies, and soda? I'm a Bunch of Crunch, popcorn, Dr. Pepper Man, myself also. Down Periscope, watch party when. Whenever you request that party, Civvy. That's not that one, right? Yep, that was who it was. I just knew by the icon. Favorite popcorn, or favorite snack is popcorn at the movie theaters. I prefer just straight up popcorn with way too much butter, so where it's not healthy anymore for me. And I know it sounds boring, but I either like beer or water for my drink. I don't like a lot of pop. Beamer, that show was awesome. I watched it all the time as a little kid. It was great. I would kill to have another episode of the Friday Night Foo. The Rock was on there. For as much as I talk about The Rock, there was an episode where they interviewed The Rock when he was the WWF champion. So, tell the story when Dustin freaked out at the sweatbox. Okay, sure. It was Halloween 2009. I was at my girlfriend's apartment, and my girlfriend lived with her two roommates. And we had a party of probably 15 or 20, 15 people, let's say. Dion was there. His now wife, Hillary, was there. Our friend Spencer. And a couple other people that I didn't really like too much. So Dustin was there, and we were all drinking. And we were having a great time. And he wanted to go home. But Dion and I wouldn't let him drive. So we took his car keys, and he freaked out. He's like, you can't keep me in this fucking sweatbox. And he just threw his bag on the ground, and he broke his DVD and stuff. And we're just trying to keep him safe. But I'll be honest, the rest of the night kind of is a blur. All I remember is we were drinking. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning. Dion and Hillary were still there. And I think we all went to McDonald's afterwards. And that's really the end of the story. It's kind of fuzzy after that. So sorry I don't have a much more exciting climax. I should get a USB light. Here's the best light I have right now. Let's see if this helps at all. Nope. This little Spider-Man head does absolutely nothing for the camera. I apologize. Who is The Rock? Who are you? God damn. Let's see. What's my biggest action figure size-wise? I have an 18-inch Spider-Man. It's a pretty sought-after Spider-Man figure. It came from number 2. You guys could check it out on Amazon. It goes for $500 now. But back in the day, it was only $39. So talk about a good investment. I also have an 18-inch Han Solo. That was that girlfriend I told the story about. She gave it to me for Christmas the year we were in college together. Let's see. Does that help at all? There's some more light. There you go, guys. Sorry, it looks like we're outside filming shit at nighttime, but there we go. You don't like popcorn. It's, of course, and it gets everywhere. Put it in front of Venom. There you go. This is my phone light, so let's just get this set up for you. An 18-inch Peter. Yeah, Liquid Metal Pro. Stuff dreams are made of. Stuff dreams are made of. There we go. I don't have to hold it. I know this looks like a really bootleg setup. I apologize, but it's a really bootleg setup for tonight. Let's get that camera back in focus. Ivan Nieves, thank you. I love Golgo 13. By the way, just for last, am I the only one that just realized that Rogue One was so racist the Asian girl was flying a yellow Y-Wing? I did not notice that. I haven't watched that movie in quite some time. I need to go back and check it out, maybe. Do a watch party with all the guys on the channel. You guys want something like that? Well, Venom does not want to be around on camera anymore. Sorry, guys. We'll go back to the Stormtrooper until you guys request something else. God, this looks terrible. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Golgo 13, because Golgo 13 is the man. I absolutely love that. That is my favorite anime series. You have an 18-inch Batman figure from The Dark Knight. Funny story about figures. Christmas 92 would have been Batman Returns. My uncle, the one that just died, used to dress up as Santa Claus. And one year he brought my cousin Batman from Batman Returns, and I got Hulk Hogan. And back then I hated Hulk Hogan, so I was kind of pissed off. But in hindsight, I'm really glad my uncle gave me Hulk Hogan, because it got me into wrestling, and wrestling has brought me a lot of friends. Would I do a Troll 2 drunk commentary? Yes, I would. Definitely. You guys want to hear that? I'll gladly watch Troll 2 and get annihilated with you. Sorry, I do not own any G.I. Joe stuff to show you guys. Not a big G.I. Joe fan. I don't have too much military stuff, but I do have something old you might like. Go. This is probably stuff you won't see on Ethan's channel, because these are old vintage Star... Well, there went Chewbacca. But these are old vintage Star Wars figures, and unlike him, I refuse to destroy anything I own. So, there we go. I am not good at doing this in reverse, because this camera films everything backwards. And I wish everything would get into focus, so we could... There we go. Now it's in focus. Han and Chewbacca. Ivan Nieves, my anime idea is similar to Golgo 13 with a twist. Ooh. Lemon twist? I can't... Honestly, I will read it, dude. I love Golgo 13, Loop on the Third, all that kind of stuff. That is my jam, as they would have said in the 90s. All out of bubblegum. Thank you very much. Hi, here's just a little bit of something to say thank you for making me laugh, man. Keep up the great work. Or keep up the great video, guys. Thank you very much, All Out of Bubblegum. I love They Live. That was a movie I almost watched today, but instead I ended up watching Luke Cage for a couple of hours. So if you guys want a review of that, just let me know, and I can work something out. I'm working on doing something for the thing called the Joker Blogs, and that'll be coming out soon. Do I have any Star Wars monsters? You mean like villains from Star Wars? The Star Wars box is in my closet right now in another room, so I can't really dig that out, but I have like vintage Weequay and crap like that. What's the newest Star Wars toy I bought? I have the Solo and Lando Black Series figures. So those are technically the newest, if you mean like the newest produced. I don't really do a lot of Star Wars stuff because of Disney. I refuse to pay full price. You guys know that. If I sit and bitch about the movies, I'm not going to go out and buy every piece of merchandise. There's a Force Awakens Han Solo that was given to me as a gift because somebody thought I liked all Star Wars movies. So out of respect, I took it, but there you go. Han Solo looks like Richard Gere. Well, this is the big head Han Solo. I picked this up for $5 when I was in grade school. We're talking, I graduated from grade school 15 years ago, so holy shit. All right, cool. Thank you, Blue Watcher, for your understanding of the shitty lighting situation. Would love to be able to give you guys something awesome. By the way, because everyone's been so generous with the channel, I've been getting some new equipment to up the quality. So I had a separate mic that I've been using for a while, But I'm getting a new mic for I got a Blue Yeti. So that's coming, and then I got a couple other things on the way too to make the channel better. So when you guys listen to the morning show, I want to sound richer and more velvety in your ears. Kenneth the Rock, thank you very much. Wanted the Star Wars toys when I was a kid, but parents couldn't afford it. I understand. I had a single mom, but I was very fortunate because my mom was one of those parents that was like, hey, I'm going to get you everything I can. She didn't tell me this, but that was just her philosophy. So when I was a kid, I wanted Power Ranger stuff, and I told Santa Claus I wanted all the Power Rangers. And what did she do? She somehow magically got me everything that Christmas. So I'm in Christmas 93. All 5 Rangers, 6 if you count the green one with the Dragonzord, Megazord, Titanus, all that shit. So I definitely understand about having a parent that couldn't afford stuff, but I was very fortunate that my mom just kind of gave me everything she had. I didn't realize she was doing without as a kid, so I was very fortunate in that regard, but believe me, I understand. Ooh, good morning from the Philippines. Good morning to you. Am I a fan of Dragon Ball? I like Dragon Ball Z like every other kid in the late 90s. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I picked up a Goku figure back in 2001. It's on my shelf. I'll dig it out a little later for you guys. Oh, sorry, my phone sound is on. And let me mute that because you guys don't want to hear my phone go off telling me about an app I downloaded. But no, I like Dragon Ball Z enough to watch it, but I don't own it on Blu-ray. Luke Robbins, thank you very much. The Last Jedi wasn't as bad as The Last of Us 2. Ellie is now a lesbian edition because we hate Donald Trump edition. Wait, let me read that again. Sorry. The Last Jedi wasn't as bad as The Last of Us 2. Ellie is now a lesbian edition because of we hate Donald Trump edition. I didn't realize that Ellie was a lesbian in the new game. I haven't even played the first one. I got the free download for PlayStation 4, but I never actually downloaded it. I just put it in my cart or whatever, how it works. Hello, Lewis. I'm doing well. Wheels of Chaotic Doom. Any Lego? Yeah, here's some Lego. You guys might like this. I talk about Back to the Future all the time. Let's see if we can get that into frame better without having to move Han and all them. We got Back to the Future Brickheads. There you go. Oops. Goes to show you how prepared I was. There. Back to the Future. My favorite movie. In Lego form. So I hope you guys check that out. Jerry C., thank you very much. Have you done a Last Dragon commentary? We have not. If you guys want to request stuff, just check out our Patreon page, and you can request anything. Or when we put up our poll, you guys can vote for other, and we can check that out and see how many people vote for it. Those count as Legos? Yes, they do, David. That says Lego, even though it's backwards to you, right there on the box. Any Diamond Selects or Hot Toys bust by any chance? I don't have any busts, but I have Hot Toys dolls. I have the Marty McFly Hot Toys doll. I have Michael Keaton Batman. I have Spider-Man. So there we go. I do love those. You're moving to Ohio in 2 weeks. Please rewind. Do I like living here? Or might I be wrong about where you live? I do live in Ohio. I live in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati has all kinds of stuff. Do I want to move out of my neighborhood? Of course I do. But the actual city of Cincinnati doesn't suck that much. So if you move to a populated area in Ohio, it's not complete garbage. Oh, okay. It's not a mirror image to you guys. Okay. Sorry, that's why. Because when I'm looking at it on my screen, it's all backwards. So when I move stuff and it looks like Jeff doesn't know his sense of direction, that's why it looks like I'm crazy or drunk. Nancy, do I like Godzilla or Transformers? I like Godzilla quite a bit. I like Optimus Prime, the Transformer. I don't necessarily know the lore of Transformers and Cybertron and all that stuff, but I do respect the original toy line quite a bit. And there are a couple of Transformers I'd like to pick up, but they're more the high-end ones. Do I have any Transformers? I have the G2 Optimus Prime. I was given that as a child. I loved it. I lost the hand, so I stopped playing with it. And I have another Optimus Prime on my shelf. I'll pull that down in a minute, and I'll show you guys that. You heard that I like SH Figure Arts. Do I have any Kamen Rider figures by chance? I do not have the Kamen Rider SH Figure Arts, but I have the original 90s Masked Rider toys. So for what you guys know as Kamen Rider, I knew as Masked Rider as a kid, which I watched pretty regularly. I mean, Power Rangers was it. Masked Rider was like the Kmart version, but it was still cool. And they even crossed over with Masked Rider, so that was neat. But I have the American edition Bandai toys. But SH Figure Arts, I have all the Power Rangers, like Mighty Morphin. I have the original 7, if you count the green and white. And then I have Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Lupin the Third, The Rock. SH Figure Arts is pricey, but I don't, I pay for quality, so it doesn't really bother me too much. What's my favorite city in Ohio? I'm going to go Cincinnati because I live here. Cleveland does not rock like they tell you on the Drew Carey show, so do not believe that whatsoever. And there we can go back to our Hans and Chewbacca's. There we go. Hopefully that gets in focus for you guys. Shit. Whatever. Let's see. Of the 3 C cities, Cincy is probably your least favorite. Columbus is nice. I'm not going to deny that. But if you live here, you wouldn't. If you live here and you go to Cleveland, you're not going to really love Cleveland. I mean, unless you really want sports teams, because I don't do sports. I pretty much hang out in Kentucky quite a bit, and we got a lot of stuff going down here. Any Marvel Legends figures? Oh my God, who do you think you're talking to? Well, back here is Marvel Legends Black Suit Spider-Man that you can't really see too well. I got some ones in the box. Let's pull out. I'll show you my favorite one. The one that took me forever to find and was worth it. Marvel Legends, and I'll have to do it like this. Marvel Legends Cyclops. There we go. Let's see if that is like the most bootleg thing I've ever done in my life. There we go. Marvel Legends Cyclops. That's my favorite one. Jim Lee costume. I have the original one. It still lights up. I like it. And this was a bitch to find. I eventually found it on eBay or Amazon for $25, and I refused to pay the $60 or $50 that people are charging outright. So that's my favorite Marvel Legends, but I have a ton of them. I got Wolverine. I got where was Daredevil at? A second ago, I had Daredevil on my desk. For some reason, he just kind of chills on my desk 24/7. Spider-Man, all kinds of them. Like, Marvel toys are really good right now. For shitty as Star Wars Marvel is that much better. There we go. Who do you think the biggest Star Wars shill is, like, YouTube-wise? Probably, does John Campea count as a YouTuber? Because he's just kind of all over the internet, but I would say John Campea. Oh, we got some super chats rolling in first off. Let's read those after I get this camera there. Whatever. First off, all out of bubblegum, thank you again. Someone needs to get all those Rose Tico figures and make a stop-motion horror film. Only because of the line of why does the floor move? I have 3 Rose Ticos, I think. I had an idea for a Nightmare on Tico Street that involved a very weird stop-motion nightmare scene. So if you guys want me to make that happen, let me know. I'll get the other guys that live here locally, and we'll film some stuff. Steele Johnson, that is not a porn name. My nephew Joey loves Toys R Us so much he's buying shopping carts from our local store. You guys rock. Happy belated birthday to Bruce Campbell on 6/22. I love Bruce Campbell. I really do. I went to Toys R Us today. I filmed some stuff. You talk about a sad experience. It was the final days of Toys R Us in Florence, Kentucky. And I have really good memories of that store. And I went in there and I filmed some stuff. And they had probably 50 Jyn Erso figures from the Black Series and a whole bunch of those BB-8 playsets from Episode 8. And they were like $40 and nobody was buying them. I picked up a Mr. Horse stuffed figure from Ren and Stimpy because what the hell? But I wasn't even in a good mood to be in the store because I didn't want to remember it that badly. I know this sounds real weird and nostalgic, but that specific Toys R Us is where I used to go and get all my old Power Ranger stuff. And I just have good memories of it, so it's sad to see it die off. But that's just how life is. Things do pass, and you got to move on. But I will always have good memories of that specific Toys R Us. It makes me really happy to think about all the shit I found there. Luke Robbins. My dad named after Luke. My dad named after Luke has to give up on Star Wars. It's sad that he has to give up on Star Wars. Don't give up on it. Just fight for it. You know? Speak with your wallet. Do all kinds of shit like that. Marvel Legends, or what got you into comics, along with my copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I have that book, Common Writer. I'll talk about that in a moment. Sills Will, thank you very much, Will. If we do a watch party again, I'm definitely not getting drunk. I never shut up and talked over you guys. Yeah, but you know what? You had a good time, right? It was all about, like, when we have the patrons on and stuff, it's about you guys. It's really not about me. You can ask me any kind of questions you want, and we talk about stuff. But it's really just for you guys to come and hang out with us and have the full experience of being one of us. So don't ever apologize. I mean, if you're embarrassed, and you know what, believe me, I've done some stupid shit, sober and drunk. And believe me, you talking over us is not the most offensive thing possible. Will you do a Flash Gordon commentary? Maybe. Dion loves that movie. Would I ever consider having Bandai Incorporated on the channel? Maybe. I do like the old Power Rangers, but I don't call them Zhu Ranger and all that crap. My love of it lives and dies from the original show, Go Go Power Rangers, the theme song, all that shit. So it's a very nostalgia-driven thing for me. I don't know much about the original source material because I just don't care enough. I just am all about that, the 90s stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So I would have anyone on the channel that would like to join us, but we can talk about the high-end toys and stuff like that. So if that's somebody that you have access to, or you tell them you want them on the channel and they contact me, or you give me a way to contact them, we can make it happen. I love talking about toys. That's probably what we're going to do for quite a while tonight. And you guys can ask me any kind of questions. I may take a shot here and there. I don't know. It's Saturday. Let's just do this right. How much would be a part on the Patreon Hangout? Oh, the one that's on Wednesday? The Patreon Hangout's for anyone that's a patron, $1 on up. I don't really try to stroke you guys to get you on that type of thing. That's not really about me, getting a whole bunch of money. The higher you go up, you get more. It's not like if you give $1 or $5, you get the same stuff. It does change the higher tiers you go up. So if you want to be on the one for Wednesday night tonight, it's only $1. And all you got to do is make sure that you follow the link that I post on Patreon. It'll be available for all patrons. Last time, we had a lot of people show up. We're going to ask that the people that were there in the beginning last time give the new people a little bit of time, and then we'll try to cycle everyone out. But last time, I got to give everyone credit that showed up, especially guys like Army Vet, Sketch Raw, and David Applegate, and all those guys. We had a really good conversation going. That's why I didn't really say too much during those, because this is an entertainment show, and I didn't want to cut out something that I thought was really good. Lime Green Hulk, you've been here since the first My Immortal episode. You don't plan on going anywhere soon. If you left the channel, I'd leave the channel. That's how much I care. No, but dude, we've had you on the show before, and you're a lot of fun. I appreciate you supporting us the way you do. My copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way has some coloring in it because I got bored once. Sills Will. Wednesday night is your redemption. All right, Will. Well, everyone's going to hold you to that. So, by the way, Will, you should be happy. Today's the 29th anniversary of Batman 89. So get ripped and take a walk off a rooftop in honor of your favorite movie. Oh, let's see. Luke Robbins again. Have another beer on me. I love listening to you guys slagging off the new Star Wars movies at work, and I love it. Luke, thank you so much for finding the channel, sticking around with us. And I'm glad you enjoy us talking about Star Wars. I always tell you guys, the channel, the show is just, how we are in real life. We're just having fun and hanging out. So it's just a way to get to know us. And we're glad that a lot of people like us. And there's the Megazord, a newer one that I bought when I graduated from college. That was my gift to myself. There we go. Lucasfilm will actually fire Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, and bring balance to the Force. What I think Lucasfilm will do is wait until our attention is elsewhere, and then Rian Johnson will be let go, or his trilogy just won't get made. He won't get a public firing, because remember, that would admit that The Last Jedi wasn't that good, and they just can't have that. And then Kathleen Kennedy, eventually, she'll probably get promoted. That's what a firing for her would be. Why Wednesday night you'll be working a graveyard shift, Derek? Well, Wednesday just so happens to be the night where the other guys from the show are available. But if you're a patron for another hangout, we can take a poll on when to do it for July. We're doing it every month. We're trying to do it the last Wednesday of every month. So, if that doesn't work for you and enough people contact us, we can change the nights for you guys. It's no big deal. You've always loved this podcast because it's not professional. Thank you. I've always loved this podcast because it's a lot of fun. Is Dong Lover not black enough to be in Black Panther? I don't know, Joel. But I do have a Black Panther Marvel Legends figure that I just realized is always next to my desk. So it's a cool toy, and I love Civil War. Let's see. Okay, I was reading the Matrix Bears thing about the video games. I do love me some games. I just make sure I don't spend too much time because I got a lot of friends that spend a lot of time playing video games, and that's for them. That's just not for me. I got you guys and all this stuff. It's professional to me, the Healthy Man, our longtime listener. I think you're one of the first listeners of the show, and you stuck with us for almost all 3 years. You've never gone away, so that's awesome. How much money do I think Ryan Johnson donated to remake The Last Jedi? $5. He gave it in a super chat. You got married, no time for video games. Well, Dion and his wife, they play a lot of video games together, so that's a thing they do together, and it's cool to go over there, play some Call of Duty. She'll play Zelda. We have some fun together. Tim King, thank you much. Small-time independent professional wrestler here. Keep up the good work, Jeff. Love your videos. Well, Tim, I would love if you would share, if you have any matches on YouTube, share them on our Facebook page. I know a lot of our fans seem to not want to hear us talk about wrestling, but wrestling's in my blood, man. Long-time fan. We're going on almost 20 years now. And wrestling has brought me friendships with Dion and Dan and Dustin and Loudy and Phil and everybody you guys have ever heard me talk to on the show except Nick and Brian Late. So be safe. I'd love to see some of your matches. Tell me more about your gimmick. And I wonder who your promos are like. If I was a pro wrestler, my promos would be a blend between The Rock and Ric Flair. I wouldn't speak in the third person, but I'd have the dramatic flair of The Rock, and then I'd have the action of Ric Flair. Will you show us any of your artwork, says Beamer. Thank you very much, Beamer, for your super chat. I don't actually draw on paper. It's all digital, so I can't show anything on camera, and it's on a different computer. But you can check out some of my sketches of ladies on my Instagram. It's VJeffHicks. That's the best thing I can give you guys tonight. And but there's more out there. I think I'm even on, what was that, DeviantArt? Yeah, I have a DeviantArt account, too. If you Google my name, you should be able to find that, too. Bikini90, thank you very much. Hey, Jeff, look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. Goddamn Nickelback memes. Yeah, we talked about Nickelback on the High Council, and I checked out on this week's show. Don't like Nickelback at all. Not my cup of tea. So it doesn't sound like anyone else's cup of tea as well. You could see me having a Bobby Roode interest. Thank you very much. I used to have a robe. Don't anymore. I have to get a new one. Do I own any other McDonald's toys besides Spidey? Blue Watcher his nephew wants to see. Yeah, I got a couple more. Well, I got one more to show you right this moment. I think everyone will appreciate this McDonald's toy. It's a classic. It's we'll move the Megazord out of the way. This one's older than Spider-Man. It's Batman from the animated series. Oh, shit. If it will stand up. You know what? The Megazord's going to be his rock. There we go. Oh, he's in his crotch. There's another McDonald's toy. My Batman from 1992. Or 3. Whenever it hit McDonald's. I've been watching the show. Well, I watched it when it debuted until it ended. Beamer, thank you again. I'm a new subscriber. Wish I'd have found you guys earlier. Everyone here is a blast. Well, Beamer, I'm glad you found us now when you did, because we're not going anywhere anytime soon. This has now become a full-time thing for me. As you can tell, I love doing it, and the guys love doing it too. So World Class Bullshitters is just growing all the time, and you can always check out the back catalog of stuff. And if there's anything that we've talked about in the past that you want to bring up again, feel free to. You know, we're not going to be bad about that. Or be mad about that. Sills will want to see my French flipper trick? You show us yours, and I'll show you ours. That Batman is as old as Derek McGilvray. Oh my God, there it is, standing up on my own, or its own. Megazord go away. Megazord go away. By the way, where'd it go? I think you guys might appreciate this. I'll show you a better one. I know, awkward silence. Sorry. So let's talk Batman for a minute, because everybody seems to like Batman. So we got the McDonald's Batman here, and that's cool, and I love this one. It's very classic, nostalgia-fueled. Here's my favorite action figure of Batman from the animated series, the actual Batman toy, combat belt Batman, if I can speak. And here's a newer version that I picked up not too long ago. So if you're a Batman fan, you might appreciate this moment that we talk about Batman. There we go, and let me get some light on there. Is Jeff channeling EVS? No, channel dad Brian Lape. I am not, because I am not going to destroy my toys. These are my, these are the decorations in my office. These are things I love. So, it looks like I'm a police helicopter right now. It's kind of atmospheric. Maybe if the Joker was there hanging upside down, you guys would think about the Dark Knight. But you can see some very dusty Batman toys, and the middle one is one of my all-time favorite toys ever. So let me know what you guys have in terms of your favorite toys ever. Do I like the OG Batman series from the 60s? Shark Spray. Luke Robbins, first off, thank you very much for your super chat. I do. Adam West was a fantastic Batman, and I have nothing but respect for him. My mom grew up watching that show, and my mom's the reason I got into superheroes and stuff like that, because she had a boy. She didn't really know what to get into with me, so she got me into comic book stuff. We watched Spider-Man and the Hulk and Batman and all kinds of stuff like that. So that was Adam West Batman was definitely a big part of my life. Still is. I was really sad when he had to die, or obviously everyone dies, but I was sad when he passed away. I'm a big fan, and I always wanted to meet him. Isn't it interesting in the 80s, in the 90s, they made toys based on characters from R-rated films like Terminator 2 and RoboCop? Yeah, it is, JFK. I have a Terminator 2 T-800 endoskeleton in a Spider-Man goblet on my shelf. But yeah, I don't know why they were so worried about doing that today. I mean, I had T2 toys. My friend had RoboCop and stuff like that. And it wasn't like we were watching these violent movies. We just had toys based off of it. It didn't make us violent. They were animated versions of RoboCop and Terminator video games and all these other things. I'm fine with it. If I had a child, I would not be worried if he was playing with a Predator action figure or a Terminator action figure, because just because a kid has a toy of something doesn't mean they're playing with it and being exposed to the violence. There was a RoboCop cartoon. Yes, there was. You're only subscribed to EVS for the High Council. Oh, Ethan's a good dude. He's really nice. He's really given me a lot of pointers and stuff, but I appreciate your loyalty, Lime Green Hulk. I'll never tell you to not be loyal to world-class bullshitters. Tim King, thank you again. I'm American, but my wrestling gimmick is a German heel named Hans von Hammer. I can speak some German, too. I have a couple of matches on my YouTube channel. I love being the heel. Ooh, German. Brian Lape is hard right now because he loves to speak German, as do I. I took it in college and high school. I forgot most of it, so I apologize. I'm not going to say something to you in German. But that's old school, Tim. That is like the stuff of yesteryear, which I think we need. It'd be funny if Vince McMahon saw your gimmick and gobbled you up, because you could have an anti-American German, and it would kind of fit in today's political climate. It'd be kind of interesting to see if WWE had the balls to do anything with you. Silswell, where do I get those wonderful toys? Well, McDonald's, Toys R Us, Amazon. Let's see. I'm so old. We played with toy guns. I have some toy guns, too. Are we talking about the terrible Jurassic Park 2 movie? You mean like the Lost World Jurassic Park 2 or Jurassic Kingdom or whatever the hell it's called? Because I don't plan on seeing it at all. So if that's something you guys really want to have me talk about, maybe I'll try to get the other guys together and we'll go see it next week. But it's not anything that can happen this week. Oh, here's something cool you guys might appreciate, but you can't see it on camera. It's this cool Batman Expressions pack that I picked up. And I absolutely love Batman the Animated Series. So the reflection is shit on that. McDonald's toys suck now. They do. I haven't even been to McDonald's to eat a Happy Meal in like a decade. I don't know what I would eat a Happy Meal for. I'm not a very small kid, or a kid at all. There you go. Thank you, _J, for your $20 super chat. If you send in a message, I'd love to read it. But thank you very much for your generous donation to the channel. Darth Primus thought that was a nice pack. Dude, if you thought that was cool, I actually have the Joker as well as Batman, Superman, and Lois Lane to go with it. Those were given to me. Those are what I used my Christmas gift cards on. I cashed them in. Luke Robbins, have another beer. Jurassic Park was ace. Jurassic World is shit. I really do wish I had a beer right here in front of me because I would love to. You know what? I think I'm going to take a shot of this Crown Royal. I apologize for my lack of professionalism, but it's the weekend. It's 11 o'clock almost, so I don't have to use the excuse, hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. There we go. Whew. Goes down smooth. L3 through 7 probably won't sell very well. I don't expect that figure to move a lot of units. So is there any other requests for stuff on the shelf? We can talk about it. Anything you want. Do I like Justice League The New Frontier animated movie based on the comic? You damn right I like Justice League The New Frontier animated movie based on the comic. So much here it is right here in front of you. I'm a big fan of... wow, his name just escaped me. Darwin Cook. I met him right before he died. I was working with Neil Adams, and it was a lot of fun. So, big Darwin Cook fan. Love the artwork. Love the classic style. Only complaint about this movie is the fact that Wonder Woman's taller than Superman. I guess that makes me a sexist. All I want is Superman to be the tallest guy in the room. Kind of like how I want to be the tallest guy in the room. Yes, Bloodsport, is the Batmobile. It's just chilling right back here. It's the Michael Keaton Batmobile. I apologize for the darkness in the background, but that's where it is. Let's see if that actually helps any. Do I like Rick and Morty? Yeah, Rick and Morty's cool. I watched the first 2 seasons. Gonna watch the 3rd one when I get a chance. I know it just hit Hulu. The Dr. Phil sites told me about it. And it was, I'm excited. You worked with Neil Adams last year in Indy. What did he pay you? Not to try to get personal, but he paid me $15 an hour. It was awesome. His wife was kind of mean at first, but then I started to talk to her, and it was good. I never got asked to work back there again, but it's a life experience I have, and I can share with everybody. Does America still have Happy Meal toys because in Australia they got rid of them? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have them. I don't have kids, so I don't really pay. Like if I go to McDonald's for breakfast, like the morning show, I usually hit up McDonald's and get coffee and a biscuit. Luke Robbins says, the Iron Man anime is fucking awesome, by the way. Well, Luke, I will take your recommendation, and I will check it out when I get the chance. I love animation. I love Iron Man. Tea Time 21. Thoughts on the DC animated movies in general? Up until recently, they were fucking incredible. I recently saw Batman Harley Quinn and turned it off because I didn't like the lady who was doing the voice of Harley Quinn. It's Arlene Sorkin or bust for me. Growing up, I loved Mask of the Phantasm. That should be on its way from Amazon fairly soon. I got quite a few. I have Green Lantern First Flight. Batman is over at Phil's. I have a couple of the Batman ones. Overall, I'm a DC animated fanboy. I'll even say it like that far. I loved all of them. But I think Batman Dark Knight Returns is my favorite one because that's one of my favorite stories overall. That Batman Doom or Justice League Doom was good. I liked. Oh, here's one I have right here that I can show you guys that I actually have. Pull it off of this shelf. I got Public Enemies, and this is not just the movie, but or the book. It's got the Blu-ray and the DVD and all that fun shit in it. So there's that one. Beamer, thank you again. Did you ever hear about the drama between Burt Ward and Bruce Lee back in the day? I have not. I didn't know there was drama between the two. I could tell you Bruce Lee would have kicked Burt Ward's ass in a heartbeat, but there we go. But my money would have been on Bruce Lee no matter what. But I like both guys. You worked for Neil for free. I wanted to work for him and hear his stories. I sold a ton of his stuff and educated others on his history. I keep getting asked to work for him. Well, there you go. I was offered the money first. My local comic book guy said, hey, do you want to work for Neil Adams? I said, of course I fucking do. So I showed up to the convention. As I was walking in, they held me because they thought I was a fan trying to get in early. And as I was waiting there and I was kind of angry, Principal Strickland from Back to the Future rolled by and started talking to me. So that was kind of cool. That's my favorite movie. And then I worked for Neil, and it was interesting. I wanted to learn stuff from him because I wanted to be an artist back then. So I tried to watch him draw, tried to pick up some things, but he wouldn't really tell me anything directly. So I sold his prints. It was a hard sell here in Cincinnati. They were $40 a pop. A lot of people were there for the cosplay and stuff like that. So Steele Johnson, I love the OG Harley Quinn. First off, Steele Johnson, great porn name again, and thank you for your super chat. I love OG Harley Quinn as well. That voice is great. The character design is great. I don't really have any negatives to say. She's a very interesting and developed character. If you watch just the animated stuff, you learn a lot about her. What is my opinion on the Justice League cartoon? I like the Justice League cartoon. I got it on Blu-ray. I'm a fan of the Justice League cartoon. It was a good show, a great show. I prefer it to Justice League Unlimited. So I know that's heresy to some people, but I like the smaller team dynamic. And like I said the other day, I like when Hawkgirl is outed as a traitor. That is more interesting to me than anything they did in Justice League Unlimited. I know people like to see the DC universe and all that stuff, but I preferred that. And since I showed you this movie, or this Blu-ray, here you go. I do own the Justice League on Blu-ray. There they are both. Big DC fan. HD all the way. Oh, Steel Johnson, thank you again. Bruce Lee was pissed that Robin was supposed to beat him. Oh, okay. I would never buy that Bruce Lee could get beaten by Burton Jervis ever in a million years. Come on now, man. It's sad, but Power Rangers is such an untapped market for a movie that actually respects the early series. Yeah, and you could really get a lot of nostalgia books out of people like me because we still love Power Rangers. Our childhoods are strong with Power Rangers. Well, whoever was into it back then definitely was. Blade versus Black Panther. Thank you, Luke Robbins, for your super chat. I want to say Blade's a badass dude, but you know that vibranium weaved suits aren't going to be enough for his sword, so I have to go with Black Panther. That kind of is a sad thing to say, but I'm going to give you that answer. So I'm going to put these back. Just right there, and you can look at a black screen for a moment. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I used to watch the shit out of that show. What am I doing today? Well, I'm doing a live stream where I talk about pretty much anything entertainment related or any questions you guys have about me. You just ask me, and I'm showing some random shit out of my collection. If you guys want to see cool stuff and you got requests, just let me know. Neotona, thank you very much. I started collecting toys from my childhood in the early 90s after listening to your videos. I now have an impressive collection of Mighty Max and War Planet sets on display in my living room. All right, Mighty Max. I remember those. I think, yeah, there was a cartoon too. Mighty Max, Mighty Max. Anyway, sorry you don't want to hear me sing. I'm glad that we inspired you to go collect some old stuff from your childhood. It's a lot of fun. I'm not saying people need to go out and buy everything they ever had, but I was fortunate enough to not throw anything out. And it just makes you feel good. Like when you walk in a room and you see the stuff you had as a kid and, you know, you pick it up, you look at it, and you're kind of back there for a moment. So it's a nice feeling that I recommend everybody partake in. Steel Johnson and the Batman Green Hornet crossover. Yes, I've seen that. That was my first introduction to the Green Hornet because they used to have Batman on Sci-Fi back in the day. So I've seen that. Brack Show, yeah, Brack Show. Beast Wars, I used to kind of watch Beast Wars. Not really the biggest Beast Wars fan. Speaking of fans, let's show you guys something I'm a fan of. Do I like Batman Ninja? I thought it could have been better. I didn't get a chance to see it. I've been busy with the channel stuff. I haven't really watched a lot of stuff, but there you go. There's something awesome that we can all look at and respect for a moment. The damn DeLorean. We'll put the Batmobile next to it. That should be a cool shot if you could see it. Again, bad lighting, I'm sorry. There you go. The Batmobile and the DeLorean time machine. That's cool. If you grew up in the 90s, you definitely love those things. Tea Time 21. Have I ever watched Young Justice? Yes, I have. Thank you for your super chat. I've seen some episodes. I can't tell you what they were because I watched them back in either 2011 or 2012 with Joel over at his house. So if I sat and tried to relay you an episode, it would be either a Wikipedia entry or I would just be making shit up. So I've seen it. Definitely have seen it. Liked it enough. I prefer the older stuff. So I don't really have anything negative to say about Young Justice, but I also don't have like this feeling of, oh, it's the greatest DC cartoon ever made. It's a good show that I'm glad got made, and I'm pretty sure it's coming back. So for all the fans of the show, congratulations. Now, if the Spectacular Spider-Man can get the same thing, I'd be very, very happy. Let's see if this works, because I'm tired of not being able to show you guys the cool, darker stuff. This looks bootleg as shit, but whatever. There you go. There's a light for a minute. The Batmobile and the DeLorean Time Machine. Two of my favorite movie cars. I could bring over... I'm not going to bring over a Hot Wheel of an Aston Martin. Favorite and least favorite MCU character, same for Star Wars. We'll do Star Wars real quick. Favorite Star Wars character is Han Solo. Definitely. He's my favorite Star Wars character by a fucking mile. There's a little figure of him. Actually, it's kind of a big figure of him. Least favorite Star Wars character. I don't want to jump in on the thing, but Admiral Holdo. I fucking hate her. Rey. Who else is pretty shitty? Gardula the Hutt, or whatever, that Hutt from episode 1 that was not Jabba. I don't know. I'm pulling it out of my ass now. Watto was pretty crappy. Favorite MCU character? Captain America. Least favorite? God. The Collector's person, the Collector's Aide, not the Collector's Aide, Jeff Goldblum's like servant. I didn't like them. Beamer, the best Harley Quinn episode is when she was released from the asylum. Don't know if I remember that off the top of my head. I can tell you I've seen every episode of Batman the Animated Series multiple times. Can't remember that one off the top of my head. My favorite one is Mad Love, where she gets pushed out the window when she's like, "Don't you want to rev up your Harley?" And then she gets pushed out and like betrayed by the Joker. That's my favorite Harley Quinn moment, because you feel bad for the character. Like, I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, like, oh, I have sympathy for a cartoon character, but that's the magic of Batman the Animated Series. There's sympathy and real emotions that can be felt for these fictional characters. I saw Ready Player One and I loved it. I recommend it. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever, but I enjoy the shit out of it. My least favorite original trilogy character. Ooh, that's hard. I don't love every original trilogy character, but I'm trying to think of ones I actually hate. Some of like the guards from Jabba's palace, stuff like this, some of the random aliens, I don't love them. You know, we'll just say the Ewoks, all of them, fuck them. I hate all of them. Yeah, Lime Green Hulk, it's more than a rumor that the Lego sets are going to be made from the James Bond films, and I'm going to buy every one. If a company wants to make money off of me, they just get a James Bond version of it, and I buy it every time. Least favorite and least favorite moment of the original trilogy. My favorite moment of the original trilogy is the end of the Battle of Yavin, when Luke's there you go. When Luke's barreling down the trench, and the music's blasting. You got the big bass drum, and Darth Vader's like, "I have you now," and Han Solo saves him. And the music crescendos, the Death Star blows up. That's my favorite minute of cinema I could watch. I do watch it quite frequently. My least favorite moment of the original trilogy is probably just during the Battle of Endor on the ground. I don't think that's very interesting, especially when those AT-ST Scout Walkers are being taken down by logs. Like when the two logs hit the Scout Walker and it blows up. Fucking hate that. Han Solo should drive the Batmobile in a fan film. Sure, we'll make that fan film for you guys. Blofeld Volcano Base as a Lego set would be a buy for you. It'd be a buy for me. I would definitely buy that. George Lucas shadow-directed Return of the Jedi. Yep, I've heard that too. Much like Steven Spielberg shadow-directed Poltergeist for Tobe Hooper, I'm of the mindset that George Lucas secretly directed Return of the Jedi for Richard Marquand. So, I've heard that and I believe that. I didn't notice I could hear a TIE Fighter in the background of the bar in Ready Player One. Who is my favorite MCU actor? I got to go with Robert Downey Jr. because of his comeback story. I've told this on the show before, so I'll give you the quick version. A good comeback story is my favorite type of story, especially when they're real. Robert Downey Jr. was a big deal in the 80s. He was a joke in the 90s, and now he's the most well-paid actor in Hollywood. And he came back from some serious shit, so it's really nice to see that. I really do like that. Do I have a copy of the complete Frank Miller Batman? I do not. I do not own a complete copy of the Frank Miller Batman. I have a lot of other Batman books, but I don't think I've ever even actually seen that. I have Dark Knight Returns somewhere in a box, and I have Dark Knight Strikes Again or Strikes Back. That one sucks. And I like Dark Knight 3, even though he didn't technically draw that one. He just wrote part of it. Luke Robbins, again, thank you very much. I love it when Vader says, "Sister, so you have a twin sister. Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from." You mean that line? And Luke goes mental and almost goes to the dark side versus Vader. That is cool. When I was a kid, I always thought he screamed, "Darth!" And then, boom, 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 with his lightsaber and cuts his hand off. When we did our live commentary, I told this story, but when Darth Vader gets his hand chopped off in Return of the Jedi, I used to clap as a kid. Like, I didn't understand he was a complex villain. I just knew that he was the bad guy, and Luke Skywalker finally won. And I would just be so happy. Don't open your mint copy for Xmas_J. Go to a website and read it for free and keep it in there. I have a lot of valuable trade paperbacks and comics that I don't like to open up because I don't want to have an accident and wrinkle the cover or rip it or something like that. I'm going to get lit soon. I've honestly only taken a shot right now, so I'm kind of congested because the weather keeps changing here and messing with my sinuses. But no, I'm not drunk yet. I mean, I could if you guys wanted to. I could even call up somebody and try to get them on the show down the road. You have a night with any MCU, babe, except Black Widow and Scarlet Witch. Who do you choose? Easy. 1940s Agent Carter. She's my favorite. Haley Atwell. All day, every day. I think she's the best-looking woman in the whole MCU. So that would be my choice. Eric Ward, you're glad I showed some of my toys off. Eric, if you want to see something specific, let me know. I got plenty of time and a lot of shit to show. Believe me, I kind of have fun talking about toys. If there was a thing that people would watch and me talking about toys, I would do it more often. It would be a lot of fun. Let's see little bitty Han Solo with the Millennium with the Batmobile. There we go. He won't fit. Beamer, the Harley Quinn episode I mentioned involves her having a Thelma and Louise adventure with one of Bruce Wayne's friends. Are you sure it's not the one Harley and Ivy at Christmas? Because that one's awesome. Where they get Bruce Wayne to buy him all that shit. That's hilarious. I'll go back and look. I have Amazon streaming, and all the Batman and Superman are on there, and I'll go check that out. Share some more toys. What do you guys want to see? Do I have the Batwing? I don't have the Batwing. If I did, it'd be too big to show on camera. I do have the Batman Forever Batmobile. Aren't you a little short to be Han Solo? That's the one where they're chased by a tank. Okay, I gotta check it out. No, I won't be showing anything from the new Han Solo movie. There's a vintage Han Solo figure. There's a Black Series one from a couple years ago. You want me to show the Falcon? It's in another room. I can't show you guys the Falcon. But if you guys want to Google Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon, I was given that as a gift from Dustin. And it's giant. It's like 2.5 feet long and 1.5 feet wide. And it's really cool. I couldn't even show it on camera, so I apologize. What OG Kenner figures do I have? Well, I have Han here, and I have Chewbacca there. And I have a Death Star Commander and a Endor Commander. I didn't really I picked up these two, and then as a kid, I just had some vintage Star Wars figures that I didn't even know were vintage Star Wars figures. They were just kind of there. So I just always I had a Lobot toy. I didn't know who the hell Lobot was, but I had him. So that's how that kind of worked with me. 007 Cloud, thank you. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie, and even I won't see Jurassic World. Love Venom, but there is no reason for the movie to be without Spidey. I agree 100%. If you're a fan, you already know the origin of Venom and why and how he becomes Venom. So why would Spider-Man not be involved in the story? It's just so dumb. And here's some Venom right there. He's eating the Megazord. Yummy, yummy, yummy. God, this Venom is broken. The Mr. Pete channel, thank you. Where's the Holdo action figure? A must-have. Well, to be honest, the Holdo figure is not out yet. And I do talk about how I love and respect my toys, but if a Holdo figure becomes available to me, I might live stream from a store and kick it over a balcony. Like, that's how much I hate Holdo, and I think I'd have a lot of fun with you guys. So when we see it, that's what we'll do. Yes, I do own Hot Toys Figures Bloodsport. I own Marty McFly, Spider-Man, and Michael Keaton Batman. I looked into getting some more, but the Star Wars ones aren't worth it because I don't think they look good enough. The Mark Hamill looks kind of good, but his hair's the wrong color. Han Solo doesn't look like Han Solo. And Princess Leia, I'm not going to get her without the other two guys. Voorhees 67. At one moment in The Force Awakens, did you decide you hated it? I want to give you the honest answer, and you're not going to like it. I swear to God, that when the music hit for the crawl, that it just sounded hollow and fake, and it didn't sound. I just got worried from that moment. But when I heard Poe Dameron say, "Do you talk? Do I talk?" I went, "Fuck this movie. This is not Star Wars. This is not Star Wars." JTN Rocky, thank you very much for your super chat. There is no message, but I'd like to thank you again. I appreciate it. You have the Hot Toys Commando Arnold from Grant Smith base. I want that. I'm a little jealous. Do I think Holdo should have been the villain, if not the main villain? I think Rian Johnson was trying to be cool by having her be this bitchy character hero. I don't think Holdo should have been in the movie whatsoever. She was just so stupid. Yeah, Darth Durkle, I agree. The Legacy Millennium Falcon is the best one. I don't know why they downgraded. What they should have done, if anything, is pulled out the vintage mold and made stuff based on the vintage mold for The Force Awakens instead of retooling a crappier toy. Luke Robbins, thank you again. The Holdo is busy licking out Rose Tico. Ew! Like, Rose Tico didn't take a shower after she left that spaceship, so these people have not showered in days, so they're all funky in Star Wars. Like, there's not a clean person in Star Wars. Look at Princess Leia. She's dirty when she leaves the Death Star. She hasn't showered in like a week or, well, like 3 days. Either way, no one on Chewbacca might be the freshest person in this film. Remember when franchises tried to copy Star Wars like 007 with Moonraker, and now Star Wars rips off the MCU? First off, Moonraker is the worst James Bond movie. Fuck that movie, hands down. I fucking hate it. Sorry for saying fuck so many times in one sentence, but Moonraker is trash. A lot of things did try to copy Star Wars. Wasn't Battlestar Galactica created in the wake of Star Wars as a response to try to cash in on that space craze? You saw the Star Trek, the motion picture film. Why did I say motion picture film? Because it's redundant. Star Trek the motion picture came out in 1979 based on the success of Star Wars, probably. I know they were going to have that new series come out, the one with the bald lady that ended up getting turned into the movie. But still, Star Wars did have an effect on that. It is funny to know that Star Wars is copying. Star Wars used to be the one everyone copied. Star Wars was the smartest kid in class. Everyone copied their homework. Not anymore. It's now, hey guys, what are you doing? We're going to do it too, and we're going to put Star Wars on there. Somebody says Princess Leia is fuckable, unlike Rose Tico. You're not wrong there. Yeah, Wrath of Khan is good. Let's see. I don't have any hot toys like Palpatine or Tarkin. Probably not going to get those because I always start out with the main characters, Luke, Han, and Leia, and then Chewbacca always goes with Han, and then I build my collection backwards from there. I'll throw in a Darth Vader, and it just depends on what I'm feeling. But I'm not going to spend, $400 on a Hot Toys Tarkin. Well, $220 or $230 for Tarkin, but still, I'm not going to get those without getting, the rest. So, Palpatine is the hero. Star Wars the motion picture. Star Wars did more than just copying in terms of what it borrowed from. I mean, was it Seven Samurai and the Secret Fortress or something like that it borrowed from heavily? I'm not saying that Star Wars was a wholly original idea, but it definitely brought the hero's journey and modern myth to an audience that kind of desperately needed it. But people thought Star Wars was successful because it was in space, so that's what they copied the most. Chewbacca and Han were clean if they took that shower together. Oh, yeah. Joel... Somebody just quoted Back to the Future too. Thanks. You're the best, P-Best. What Legos do I have? I have the Spider-Man set from the first movie. I have that Back to the Future Brickhead set that I showed a minute ago. I got a couple other, a Batman Batwing or some shit like that, like a little like bat glider. I don't know. Legos, I just never really got into them as a kid. I need to get that Hot Toys DeLorean. Says Bloodsport. I do too, but it's $1,000. I'm gonna spend $1,000 on a fake car. My first car was $1,000. A '92 Toyota Camry was $1,000. Definitely not gonna spend $1,000 on a fake car that I can't fit in. Luke Robbins, thank you again. Tico got blacked, by the way, and then he went for Ray. Ew. Ugh. But if it wasn't for Moonraker, there wouldn't be a space map in 007 Nightfire for the PS2. I have 007 Nightfire for the GameCube. I like that game, but if you told me that I could change history and that map would disappear as well as Moonraker, but everything else from James Bond would stick around, I'm gonna take Moonraker getting wiped out because I read the Moonraker book and I like it much more than I like the Moonraker film. Oh, you have the Lego DeLorean? So do I. That is in my closet. I just forgot to mention it because I don't really play with it ever. I've never opened it. It just sits in the box. I keep most of my Back to the Future stuff in the box because I really don't want anything to happen to it. I plan on moving, and when I move, I'll take everything out of the box and display it when I get a much better setup. But for now, stuff sits in the box. Sometimes stuff sits on the floor in the box, so nothing happens to it. John Chipola, what movie do you have the Laserdisc version of? Oh, no, Star Wars. I do not have the Laserdisc version of Star Wars, but I have the Laserdisc version of Back to the Future, Beverly Hills Cop, first 2 Indiana Jones films, Dr. No. I got this all for like $0.25 at a bookstore once. I just bought them because I love those movies. JTN Rocky says, sorry, I meant to say I love the show. Moistastic. God damn it, Brandon Moist is still on the show like a month later. That dude's presence will be forever felt here on World Class Bullshitters. Press F if you want Jeff to build a Lego DeLorean. God damn. If I can find another set on the cheap, I'll build one on camera for you guys. It'll be the most boring video ever. Justin Ainsworth, I do not own any movie props. I am not fortunate enough to own any yet. Maybe down the road. I'm trying to think of movie props that I'd like to own. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't screen used. I'd love to have like a real life Batmobile or a real life DeLorean. They don't have to be in the movie. They're close enough if they're accurate to the screen. I really want to own an Aston Martin DB5. That'd be my ultimate thing. It'd be cool to own a movie prop from Star Wars, like a lightsaber or a blaster. It would be cool to own a Power Ranger helmet from TV or like a Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit. You know, there's that one that got stolen years ago. So maybe I go to the black market because, you know, you can just go there on a Wednesday and I'll get that suit and I'll wear it and I'll look stupid. Oh my God, jiggity woohoo. Holy shit, that was an old catchphrase from the show. Sold a couple t-shirts that said jiggity woohoo on it. That is a simpler time for world-class bullshitters. You'd like to own the Lone Ranger's mask. The Lone Rangers. There's 3 of you. You're not exactly lone. Sorry, if you get that reference, tell me what it is from. I'll be very impressed. I can get a used DeLorean for around $30,000. You can also get a Aston Martin Vanquish or an Aston Martin Vanquish for a little more. I think I'd rather pay a little more and get the Aston Martin. Harley's Holiday is the name of that episode. All right, Beamer. Now you got me wanting to watch Batman. I think instead of, like, after this stream, I was going to watch Luke Cage before I go to bed. I think I'm just going to stay up and watch Batman instead because Luke Cage isn't there. Mr. Pete Channel won that one. Yeah, it is Airheads. Thank you very. Oh no, sorry. Justin Ainsworth was the first person to say Airheads. So Justin Ainsworth is the winner of that. What is my favorite to least favorite Indiana Jones movie? Before I read the super chat from Luke Robbins, I do want to answer this from Enzo. I like Temple of Doom the best, but I like the original 3 I give the original 3 10s out of 10. I really do think Raiders, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade are all just fantastic movies. Best trilogy ever. And the 4th one can suck a dick. Luke Robbins, again, thank you very much. Lamest thing I'll say today, join UKIP. We need you. What is UKIP? I'd love to help out my friends from across the pond. I don't know what that is. Nicholas Glenn. Will Doomcock be in character for the High Council this week? I don't think that's possible because I think the voice is post-processed. I haven't actually talked to Doomcock. He agreed to be on the show, and then that was it. I haven't heard anything back. So he's been busy putting out his videos. By the way, check out his newest video about Star Wars. If Doomcock can be in character on the High Council, yes. If not, maybe I'll do something with Doomcock where he records another thing and is in character. But if you don't know who Doomcock is, please check him out. Oh, UKIP is a political party in the UK. Who would win in a fight, Lemire? God, trick question. Sure. Can an American run for a UK office? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. Short Round is the least annoying kid in film history. I love Short Round. I have his action figure. I have I have all but one of the original Indiana Jones action figures that were made for the 2008 debacle Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that was Dr. Elsa Schneider. I could never find her, but I got every other one. Lime Green Hulk has listened to the My Immortal trilogy 20 times. Why? Why, Lime Green Hulk? Why would you do that to yourself? You want to listen to me laugh so hard I got a fucking headache? Let's see. Joel, you have the DeLorean for one day. What do you do? Well, I'm going to give you guys my basic answer I give for everyone that asks me about time travel. If I had the ability to time travel, I would go back in time with a bunch of money, and I would invest, and then I'd come back to the future and have the stocks instantly pay off for me. Basically, I go back in time, invest in Mike. Because you didn't say one trip, you said one day. And now I'm saying this is the DeLorean from Part 2 that doesn't need and it has Mr. Fusion. So it doesn't necessarily need plutonium to travel. It'll still run on gasoline. So basically, I'll load up the car on gas, and I'll fly out to a field or something, time travel with a whole bunch of cash, or I could go to the future and steal a whole bunch of cash, take it back to go to the past, steal money, go slightly forward in the future because they couldn't find me, invest that money, come back to the future, be rich, and keep this show going. Luke Robbins, again, thank you very much. World-class bullshitters are always welcome in UKIP. Okay, sure. Blue Watcher, I'm glad you were around for the time that you were, and make sure you come back on Tuesday morning if you can for the live show. Good morning, Pop Culture. Take a shot for every time I say Lime Green Hulk. Sure, everyone. Lime Green Hulk, Lime Green Hulk, Lime Green Hulk. Beamer, thank you again. New shirt. May the moist be with you. Do I put it in the Star Wars font in yellow? That could be cool. Yeah, make sure you have Eric correct money or it's a waste. That's what I was thinking too. That's why I didn't go to the future to steal money and go back with it. Because if you go back to, 1982 or 1978 and you steal a whole bunch of money and you take that money to 1983 or for whenever Apple became a thing and you could get stock, I don't think you get too much flack. Nathan Simmons, longtime listener, thank you for still being here, man. Welcome back. Ready Player One, I liked it. I recommended it to everybody. I thought it was a lot of fun. Was it the best movie I've seen of the year? No. Was it the worst? Hell no. So much fun. I think I liked it almost as much as Jumanji. World-class moist shitters. If you take a bong hit every time there's an SJ moment in The Last Jedi, or the SJW moment in The Last Jedi, you might not make it through to Canto Bight. Darth Promise, I've seen that comic book before. Sorry, folks, needed some water. Let's see. Let's vary up what's on the screen. I want to show something different. What do I have to show you guys that's different? Does anybody like... Here we go. These are always fun. Anybody like Jay and Silent Bob? We got some Jay and Silent Bob mini-mates. I bought those at a convention where Kevin Smith was. Or no, sorry, Jason Mewes was there. Didn't get to meet him. But I bought these, and it was the next best thing. I don't have my videos backed up. I guess I should. I don't know what the SJWs would want to come after me for. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. You should definitely watch Jurassic Park Fallen franchise. Was that the Mauler video? Because I watched that already. Does Dion prefer white women or Asian women? All of them. We all prefer all colors. Let's see some monsters. I don't have access to them right now. It would take me about 10 or 15 minutes to get to them, and then I'd probably lose interest. Jay and Silent Bob should be available in grayscale. I agree. I have the black and white Clerks in action figures somewhere. Do I have a favorite Tarantino film? Pulp Fiction. I like that movie quite a bit. Do I support a Tarantino Star Trek? Sure, because I hated Star Trek Discovery, so anything is better than Star Trek Discovery. No, sorry. Star Trek Discovery is the show. What was the last one? Star Trek Beyond. Didn't like that movie. So, yeah, sure. Tarantino can fix that up. Let's see. Glad Kevin's must survive his heart attack. So am I. I know people got... Mundane Matt tried to assume that because of the video I made, I wanted him to die or some dumb shit like that. And then some of his fans came over and said shit to me like, oh, your video gave Kevin Smith a heart attack. I'm like, obviously you're being sarcastic, but that's just in poor taste. Do I think the next Wolfenstein game will be an SJW? As SJW is the new Colossus. Well, I bought the new Colossus and I turned it off. I thought it was just some fun. It was 30 minutes of a cutscene. The gameplay wasn't that great, and what I did see was definitely in that camp. And I just like, can I enjoy a video game without having to be hit over the head with this shit? So if I could get a refund for a digital purchase, I definitely would have. The only good thing about Mundane Matt is that you found world-class bullshitters. Thank you, Andrew Falls, for finding us and sticking with us. I was a Mundane Matt listener way back in Gamergate, and I was all for him. But then it just got too much. I actually stopped listening when he talked about the guy that got drug off the airplane, and he took the corporate side, and I was like, no. Do I like Sega Dreamcast? I always wanted a Sega Dreamcast, but I never received one as a child. So I liked what I had, or I liked when I played it, but I've never had it. I never actually had a Sega system new. I always had Nintendos and PlayStations. The Clerks cartoon commentary was funnier than the commentary itself. Yes, that's true. I have the Clerks cartoons series on DVD, and yes, the commentary was great. I used to listen to it quite regularly. Temple of Doom. I have that movie on Betamax tape. Do you guys know what a Betamax tape is? If you do, prepare to have a good laugh, because here's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom on Betamax. Let's get that in frame. Boom. There you go. There's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom on Betamax. And just for size reference, here's a still wrapped copy of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom on VHS. So there you go. Betamax, VHS. I love Indiana Jones. Fight me. Beamer, thank you very much. The moist shirt should have a picture of Bret Hart, because why not? Sure. We'll put Bret Hart on a t-shirt. Hopefully he won't sue. Yeah, Betamax was good. Beta Brian Lape. Raven Heartless, good evening. What's going on here? I'm just hanging out, talking about my collection, shooting this shit with you guys for as long as you want to listen. It's kind of just one of those nights. You guys can control the topics any way you want. Just pose questions. We can get into anything. Because reasons. LOL, I don't want to see your beta. Well, don't make me pull out my 16 millimeter tape of Beverly Hills Cop. You have the Star Wars trilogy on VA or beta. Kenneth LaRock. I've never seen Star Wars on Betamax tapes before. Did Betamax really die out because of porn? I think so. I wasn't alive back then. I know I talk about all kinds of pop culture. But Channel Dad Brian Lape could tell you guys more. He's in the chat tonight. So Channel Dad Brian Lape, fill in everyone in 1,000 words or less why Betamax was not the dominant format of the 1980s. I'm sorry the sub box didn't tell you we were live. I really didn't have this planned out too much. I wish they would tell you guys when I go live, because I love when, the one time I go live and I don't want to go live for more than 20 minutes, I get like 1,500 people watch. The time where I have all the free time in the world, well, you know what? I really don't care if only, about 300 people are hovering in and out. I don't give a shit. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. So I'll be here as long as you guys will be here. What's my favorite obscure sci-fi movie? I don't know what I would consider obscure sci-fi. I mean, is Primer obscure? Or Primer, however you pronounce it? I liked that quite a bit. I do like sci-fi movies, but people need to show them to me. I don't know how to find them. So if you guys have recommendations for sci-fi films, the best place to do is share that on our Facebook page. Betamax was more expensive to produce, so porn went for VHS. That was part of it. Okay. Let's see. You guys want to see something? Well, no. Nobody cares about Beverly Hills Cop that much. I won't pull that out. Indiana Jones 6 is in pre-production. What about Indiana Jones 5? Have I ever snuck into an R-rated movie as a kid? If so, which film? Well, when I was 12 years old, I could pass as a 17-year-old, so I would just buy tickets and go in myself. Trying to think what movies I snuck into. The first movie I ever remember sneaking into and it wasn't even an R-rated film, was Fast and the Furious. I paid for Tomb Raider. It sucked, so I walked out and went to see Fast and Furious instead. And no matter what your opinion is on the quality of that film, for a 12 years old, a 12-year-old boy, that was the coolest thing ever made. Axel F is your boy. Show him to me. Okay, I guess I can show something from Beverly Hills Cop. The question is, Derek, what do you want to see from Beverly Hills Cop? Because I have quite a collection of Beverly Hills Cop merchandise. I got VHS, Betamax, Laserdisc, 16 millimeter, 8 millimeter. I got records, soundtracks, cassettes, CDs, you name it. I fucking love that movie so much. What system did I like best growing up? SNES, Genesis, Dreamcast, PlayStation. Well, the first system I ever received as a gift for myself was the Super Nintendo, and I played that from 94 to like 98, and I liked it a lot. But the first system that I got into heavily and received games that were full price was the N64. I know a lot of people think, oh, Nintendo 64 is a garbage system. It was past its prime, or the cartridge-based systems weren't good, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you this, 10-year-old Jeff loved GoldenEye, loved Ocarina of Time, loved WWF No Mercy, and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and all that stuff. So the N64 is the system that I think about a lot, and I really enjoyed the shit out of it. Beamer, thank you again. Fellow Gamergate used to love Mundane Matt until he became a corporate whore. Well, I guess the money was just too much of a thing for him. He couldn't handle it. I remember, if I disagree with someone's opinions, it doesn't make them a shill. But certain things that you say, like if you could object to something morally, or there's something that you couldn't object to morally, but you'll say it to like save face or public interest or in a corporation or something like that, that's when I kind of go, ugh. It becomes glaringly obvious. That's when I'm kind of like, oh no. If you're clever... Let's see, whatever else. N64 was a shit. Have I ever walked out of a movie thinking it sucked? Yes. I walked out of a movie called, was it Child 42 or 43 with Tom Hardy and Gary Oldman? I went with my cousin a couple years ago to see it in theaters because we thought it was this like World War II drama, something else with action. It was boring as shit, and the best part was it was just my cousin and I, so we talked so loudly in the fucking theater because no one was there to tell us to be quiet. So there you go. It was a lot of fun, but I walked out because it was terrible. Child 44, thank you, David Wheeler. Movie was garbage. Sorry, I needed some water there for a moment. As you can hear my chair squeak. Most expensive toy I own. It can be from any franchise. Well, is it the most expensive that I've paid for, or what do I have that is the most valuable? Because like the Hot Toys stuff, we're talking $200-300 for a doll. I have a couple things that jumped up in value that I paid regular price for. I haven't spent more than like $300 on a toy, and that would be a Megazord thing. But other than that, I don't have anything. I'm one of those people that I like to get expensive stuff, but I love to get a good deal too. Beamer says I should stream with Sargon of Akkad. I don't think he would stream with us because he's too big of a channel. I've heard him say before in like a sound clip about, he's a small channel and he has hundreds of thousands of people, so he might find it beneath him. I don't know. I don't really want to get into a political debate with somebody. If we're talking about entertainment, that's awesome. And I don't even dislike talking about politics because I don't want to alienate the listeners and the fan base. I'm not that interested. If you want to hear me talk about stuff that I'm passionate about, it's entertainment and games and comics and toys and weird movie formats and stuff like that. I don't really have anything new and refreshing to give you guys or have life experience in politics. So as a YouTuber that discusses entertainment, other YouTubers that discuss entertainment are always welcome on the channel. And if he wanted to come and talk about movies, he's also welcome. What did I think of Mahler's video on Jurassic World? It was good. I was entertained. The sound of his voice is very pleasant. So, not to sound weird, but British people just have a very soothing and professional voice to me. So, I just like to listen to them talk. I'm going to get the Resident Evil 2 remake. Definitely. I wasn't alive for the original Voltron, so I don't have any nostalgia towards it. But it looks cool. I have respect for Voltron. Here's an important question. Will N64 Classic come with GoldenEye? If not, will it crash and burn? Well, Dennis, let me tell you this. If it comes with GoldenEye, I am buying 2 of them. One to keep in the box and one to open, because GoldenEye is my favorite video game, and I want to be able to play it in perfect 1080p and all this other crap. Whatever, it would be upscaled. If it doesn't have it, I think enough fanboys will rationalize, well, it's got Ocarina of Time, and it's got this, and it's got that, and Jeff's just going to say, no GoldenEye, no purchase. What do I look like? I'm over on the YouTube or our Facebook page. There's pictures of all of us. You guys just click on our names. Nobody's hiding. Would I ever live stream playing GoldenEye by yourself or with the WCBS crew? Drew, yeah, I would definitely. I'm looking into getting into the game stream because a lot of people keep asking me about it. And I figure if everyone keeps asking, why not do it? Same thing with a Discord server. We're looking into it right now. So we just want to make sure we do it right when we launch and not, fuck up. Like when we launched our Patreon page, we didn't really want to launch it poorly. We made sure we had the stuff to offer people, and it's worked out really well. Let's see. Nathaniel Rourke, I'm going to shill it again, but Clayton Furatori has a good counter video to Mahler's concerns on Jurassic World 2. There you go. I plugged it for you. I'll check it out. Like I said, guys, Jurassic Park, not really a big thing, so this one could suck or be amazing, and they still aren't going to get my money. But if you guys are interested in it, check out that video. What's my most expensive Star Wars item? Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon. I got that in 2010. Dustin bought it for me. It was like closer to $300 back then. We got it on Amazon, and that's my favorite Star Wars toy. So I guess that's my most expensive Star Wars item. Would I do a drunk GoldenEye multiplayer stream? If I can figure out how to get everyone together in the same room, sure. The guys are going to get together around my birthday in October, and we're going to be doing stuff and having a party, so there's not going to be a lot of streaming that weekend, but there'll be a time when we're together and we do some drunk GoldenEye play. That'd be a lot of fun. Do I like Robotech? I've never watched. No, wait. I've seen the first. Yeah, Robotech was on Netflix for a little bit, I think. I've seen a couple episodes, but I wouldn't call myself a fan. I used to watch Shin-Chan, and Nathaniel Rourke, you don't have to apologize for repeating it. Michael Scambati, thank you very much. I'm working on your Joker Blogs videos, so be excited. Drunken Mario Kart, that can happen. We'll have to get Dion's wife Hillary involved with that one. She loves Mario Kart, and Dion's really bad at Nintendo games, so he'll just scream the whole time. Like when Super Smash Brothers, was it Ultimate, comes out, I'll play it with Dion, and he'll lose, and he'll get pissed. So far, I like what I'm watching the Joker Blogs. Today, I had to go out and get some stuff. I was trying to pick up some stuff for the channel, like I told the listeners earlier. Got a new mic. It's on its way. I tried to buy one in the store, but I just ordered one from Amazon instead. So I want to up the audio quality for you guys. Would I rather ride a Tauntaun or a Velociraptor? Well, Tauntauns stink, but Velociraptors might try to rip me apart. So I'll go with Tauntaun and breathe out of my mouth. Drunken Rogue Squadron. If I'm going to do Drunken Rogue Squadron, it's going to be on the GameCube because that's my favorite one. We have a super chat for Because Reasons. Thank you very much. You're very generous. There is a rumor that there's going to be 4 more Star Trek series / miniseries / animated series. Do you know anything about this? Drunk Mario Kart is awesome, by the way. Well, I watched the Doomcock video that discussed these rumors, so that's all I've heard. But it's somebody that likes original Star Trek and will be more open to watching stuff based on it. I don't care about Discovery or whatever nonsense they try to push out, because I won't call it SJW nonsense, because Star Trek has always been very progressive and forward thinking, and that's, it goes with Star Trek. But you got to do it properly and make people care and have good characters. It doesn't matter that Spock, Bones, and Captain Kirk are all white dudes. That's what they care about nowadays. There's a great character dynamic, and then you had characters like Sulu and Uhura. And, if you have say, oh, they have minorities on the spaceship, that's cool, on the Starship Enterprise. But they all felt like part of the crew, and they felt normal. Spock having a half-sister, or human half-sister, or whatever, was it Michelle Burnham, or whatever fucking name it, or Michael Burnham? What is that crap? And I will definitely do some Drunk Mario Kart. I just got to I'll go over at Phil's, and we'll film it there. All out of bubblegum. Thank you again. I got to see Interview with the Vampire for free once with my mom. She started snoring loudly 1/4 of the way into the movie. Best night ever. Let me tell you guys about my mom. I don't really talk about her too much on the show because I'm not trying to hide anything for her. She's a great lady. I love her to death. But let me tell you a story about my mom falling asleep in a movie. So, year 2000. Let me tell you where I am. The Rock is my favorite wrestler. I'm playing the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. And there's one movie I'm dying to see in theaters. That movie is Scary Movie. So my mom works on Saturdays, and she got off, and she took me to see Scary Movie. So she took me to dinner, and all I can think about is Scary Movie, Scary Movie, Scary Movie. And we get to the theater, and my mom worked a hard day, and she fell asleep before the movie even starts. And my mom's a snorer, not like a, we're talking that kind of snore, like holy shit, who's sawing a log? And I get embarrassed and I move over a seat because I don't want my mom to snore in my ear when I'm watching Scary Movie. And so the credits start, or the trailers start and stuff like that. And I think, oh, I'm in the clear. Here comes the movie. I'm going to have a good time. Then she starts talking in her sleep and talking about her job loudly. And people just look at me. I felt like, what's her name? Was it Brenda in that movie when she gets stabbed at the movie theater because she keeps talking? Like, my mom kept snoring and talking in her sleep. It was awesome and embarrassing at the same time. And I still bring the story up to her when I see her, and she's just like, I just loved you so much. I wanted to make sure I did everything I promised. So thanks, Mom, but don't fall asleep in movies anymore. Do you have any Jawa figures? I have the Jawa that came with the Ronto back in 97. Yes, non-person human. I had a PlayStation and a Nintendo 64. I was very fortunate. My mom fell asleep during Transformers 2 somehow. Lime Green Hulk, I fell asleep during Transformers 2. And let me tell you how. Quite easy. 2009, I had a job for 7-Up Pop Company, and I worked all day. And then Dan and I were going to go see Transformers at night, and I fell asleep. And then I ate McDonald's at 3 in the morning, and that was my off day. I hated my life back then. My thoughts on the Joker Blog Series 2, not as good as the first one, but I'll give you a more in-depth analysis this week because, that's what you requested for Patreon. The chat isn't moving. Justin Schroeder. I'm seeing it move, so if it's a little slow from me to you guys, I apologize in advance, but I'm reading what I see in front of me. Somebody was sleeping during the Book of Eli. I didn't like the Book of Eli. Joel owes me $500 for bad movies. God damn it, Joel. You intentionally went to sleep during the second viewing of The Last Jedi. I hope you got to see it for free. Noah R. I think Noah R was our first fan. Will Dion ever give me the hand job he promised me 3 years ago? No. Dion lied to all of you. So we'll talk to him. If you come to Chicago, yes, Dion will give you what he's owed you. You were falling asleep during Civil War. I'm so sad. It was an important battle in American history, but that's okay. You don't appreciate history and culture. That's fine. You like this show, though, so that's important. What do I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger as an actor? Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger is funny, and he's an okay actor, but I just love his witty one-liners and shit like that. Our friend Tap and Die had a live stream with us where we watched Commando. I had a fantastic time. The Arnold Schwarzenegger films that aren't Terminator, like Commando, Predator, Total Recall, Running Man, I love those movies. They're so much fun. And, a character or an actor like Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't exist today because he basically got by on his physique and his one-liners, and he wasn't that great, but that was enough back then. And I think we need somebody simpler like that now. I know you're talking about Captain America Civil War. Don't hurt my feelings. Today, I didn't expect a Saturday live stream either, but they're a lot of fun. I mean, realistically, I was just going to be here watching Luke Cage and eating Chipotle tonight, and I thought this might be fun. There's not a ton of people watching, but still enough people are keeping the chat rolling, and we're having a lot of fun. So let's see. Hey Jeff, remember the debate you had with the Last Jedi lover? I can't find it on your channel list anymore. Huh. I Oh, it's over on our Podbean stream. If you want to listen to it right now, go to worldclassbs.podbean.com and just keep scrolling back. I uploaded it to Podbean, so it's there for sure, Robert, if you can't find it on here. Let off some steam, Bennett. Oh, okay. I guess the chat's catching up now. It's stopped for me. That's kind of weird how it works for you guys and then me. So, and now it's complete. So there we go. Can I repeat the URL? Sure. It's worldclassbs.podbean.com. It's also on our iTunes stream. So if you just look us up on iTunes, it'll be there as well. Podbean, flick it. Let's see. You were watching Batman vs. Superman and the kid next to you fell asleep. Well, that kid lives a charmed life that they don't have to remember how bad that film was. Did I ever have crazy LAN parties in college? You had some also Halo LAN parties on government computers in Afghanistan. Oh. Well, I was in college starting in 2007, so we just had regular internet that we all played over Xbox Live because we were all 360 people. But we played a lot of Halo 3, a lot of Call of Duty 2, a lot of Call of Duty 4. Because reasons. Thank you very much again. Do you like Dragon Ball Z, Super, or know who Geekdom 101 is? I like Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to watch Dragon Ball Super eventually, and I do not know who Geekdom 101 is. And since you brought up the Dragon Ball Z question, I guess I'll pull Goku off my shelf. And we'll talk about Goku for a moment, because Goku is a lot of fun and a cool character. Or Kakarot, depending on what language you choose to speak. So there we go. That's my old Goku figure. I've had this thing forever. We're talking 17 years at this point. He's cool. He actually moves, unlike a lot of the Dragon Ball Z figures who didn't have articulation. So I picked this up at Media Play, and if you remember what Media Play is, you're very fortunate. And if you also remember Media Play, you're also very sad because it no longer exists, and it was the best store ever. Like, talked about the DeLorean for one day, I'd also go back to Media Play. I'd probably cry. That was my favorite store, that and Toys R Us. Now they're both gone. Goku versus Vegeta. That is awesome. That's my favorite fight from the Saiyan saga, when Goku comes down and beats up Nappa and Vegeta, and then Vegeta turns into the fucking monkey and shit at the end, the ape. That was cool. I liked that. How about Goku versus Lord? Who would win in that fight? Maybe we'll put him in frame and they'll actually fight. Who knows? I'm going to go with Megazord. What is your setup for making videos? Do you mean like the videos I make by myself where I talk about Star Wars and stuff? What I do is I write it, I record it, and then I make stuff to go with it in Shotcut. So that's how I do it. Sam Goody was the best music store back in the day. I think Sam Goody and Media Play and Suncoast were all owned by the same company. So I never really went to Sam Goody. Wasn't there one called Coconuts or something that sold music too? I don't know. I didn't have money for music as a kid. What's my favorite scene from Star Wars? The Death Star battle, Battle of Yavin. That is my favorite part. I've seen the DeLorean from Back to the Future in person. I had photos of it on my old hard drive, which dried up. I've seen it in person too. I went to Universal Studios in the summer of '96, and I got a picture of me with the car. If I ever find it, I will. Hold on, wait. I think I actually. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Let's see if you guys can see it on camera. I apologize in advance if it's really shitty, but there I am as a kid at Universal Studios. Yeah, this isn't going to get any closer or work. But there I am, and there's the DeLorean right there, and then there's that damn train from Back to the Future Part 3, and there's me at 7 years old. So there you go. It's kind of funny that you brought that up, because it fell behind my desk, and I've been meaning to pick it up, but, I haven't done it. The loss of dedicated toy stores is something hard to really forgive, but there'll be more hopefully in the future. I hope there are more in the future. I would never work at one, but I'd love to go visit it. Will we be able to do a watch party for the Dark Knight 10th anniversary and watch Joker Blogs Series 1 and 2? We can definitely do the Dark Knight watch party in July. I think you asked on the 18th. I got to see what day of the week that is. But yeah, we can do that, Michael. Just be in contact with me. I don't know if we can do Joker Blogs 1 and 2 and that. It's going to be a really long day, but I can definitely give you the Dark Knight. Name a character from Avatar, the one with the blue people. Jake Sully. That is the only character I can name. You have a cool voice, says non-person human. Thank you very much. I'm kind of congested right now, so I apologize if I sound different than normal. I can't breathe out of my nose. You really like Back to the Future Part 3. You know, somebody told me that when I get older, I'll appreciate it more. I don't hate it, but I don't really want to ever watch it. I just want to watch Part 1 and call it a day. 2's great. Love it, but man, number 1 is where it's at all day, every day. Don't overschedule yourself unless you get a decent pay rate for it. Well, it's true. But no, when it comes to the watch parties for the movies, you guys pick a movie. If as long as it's not like 3 or 4 hours long, I don't mind, you know, big superhero movies, stuff like that. It's really your choice. Just like if you guys are going to pick like the extended cut of Lord of the Rings, we're going to have to pick the basic theatrical cut or something like that. And pick something we kind of know about too, because I don't know shit about Lord of the Rings. So you're basically going to hear me just listen to the movie and maybe make some jokes about how lame it is or something like that. You've never seen Back to the Future Part 1? Who are you? Who are you? I mean, you don't have to give me your real name, but who are you? Come on. Watch the movie Hackers. It's so badass. Or so bad it's good. Oh, I've seen Hackers with Angelina Jolie and what's his name? Johnny Young Bosch. Not Johnny Young Bosch. Beamer. Ever seen Red vs. Blue web series? Yes, I have. I watched that way back in the day. Red vs. Blue was awesome. I kind of liked the first Halo. I didn't get into Halo till Part 2, but I did see that series quite a bit. Have you guys watched Back to the Future already on the Patreon? We haven't watched Back to the Future in any official capacity for this channel. I only watch it once a year because I like to keep it that special for me. So we can do it either as a watch party or we can do it as Patreon exclusive or something. You guys can pick. Because reasons. Thank you again. Check out Geekdom 101 on his channel. He's a huge DBZ and DBS stuff. Or he's huge on DBZ and DBS stuff. Anything Dragon Ball, honest guy. I'll check it out. Hold on, let me write. Where's my notebook? Where I put my notebook at? Well, I'll just write it on my calendar. Geekdom 101. Okay, cool. I'll check it out because reasons. Thank you. We need to change that and do a watch party. We do. Indiana Jones watch party is definitely happening. Don't be surprised when we do 45 watch parties in a row for a weekend or something. I love doing the watch parties. It's a lot of fun for people to ask questions about the movies. We get to share experiences with the films and stuff like that. Don't worry, we're going to do Back to the Future, all kinds of stuff. I got a summer movie series that I want to do on here too, so make sure you're paying attention to these as well as the Patreon. We're going to get a nice crossover video coming out. Oh, Cecil's here. Cecil, what you guys missed was I've just been talking about my collection of toys as well as all kinds of other stuff as Superman fell. So there you go. There's some Superman in the background for you, Cecil. But no, Saturday night, I'm hanging out with everybody. We're talking about life, entertainment. People are asking me to pull random shit off my shelf. And if I have it within arm's reach, I will do that for them. Let's see. Is that a lumpy action figure? No, Tyler, that is an original Chewbacca figure from the 70s. That's what the old Chewbacca figure looked like. It wasn't that good, but hey, nostalgia makes it great, right? Let's see. I've watched all three parts of The Grudge. I hate The Grudge. Was that the one first one has Sarah Michelle Gellar, right? That was pretty rough. Grim Falcon, I'm glad you're okay after your scare the other day. I know I got your message, but either way, it's good to know you're okay. Do I have any Godzilla figures? I do not. I do, but I don't know where they are. I had a Godzilla playset. It was a city, and it was like a map, like a city thing, and it had buildings, and you pressed them and they collapsed. It was cool. Will I be watching Ant-Man and the Wasp? You're damn right I will be, because it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I liked the first Ant-Man. Thoughts on John Carpenter? John Carpenter is probably the third best director of the 1980s, and had the best career after Steven Spielberg and John Landis. I mean, John Carpenter directed Escape from New York, The Thing, Christine, what was that? Not Lord of Darkness. The other one, not Heart of Darkness. John Carpenter made a Big Trouble in Little China. John Carpenter had a really great decade in the 80s. So I have nothing but respect for John Carpenter. And I love Halloween. That is my favorite horror movie whatsoever. I'm excited about the new Halloween as well, Aaron. I think it's going to be a nice return to form. It's going to be cool to see Michael Myers back in a decent mask. He's not a giant hillbilly. He's going to be thinner and scarier and all kinds of stuff. So bring that movie on. Oh, Robert, you have the original Mego Star Trek figures? I want to get some of those so bad. They're so cool. What if Captain Marvel is good? I'll be the first person to admit it's good. If it's good, it's good. We all win. I don't want it to suck. I'm worried about it. That's why I bring it up, because I'm worried about it. Prince of Darkness, thank you. Yeah, Heart of Darkness was the book that partially inspired Apocalypse Now. I knew it was something like that. Savage Rush 012, thank you. Dragon Ball Super is too fan servicey for my liking. I don't really know what's going on. I caught the Dragon Ball Z movie that came out, the one with the cat that likes the ice cream or whatever, and then Frieza comes back and they all die or something, and the planet gets destroyed and they have to go back in time. But I don't really know too much about new Dragon Ball Z. I'm just glad that Dragon Ball Z is still around. Do you have any Sideshow collectible figures? Yeah, I can pull one out. I'll pull out my favorite one because he sits on my shelf every day. So, Batmobile's getting parked back. Now, this is a little dusty, so don't laugh. But let's see if I can show it. Well, he's too tall. Shit. I know it's hard to tell with this weird lighting situation, but that's James Bond. That's my favorite Sideshow collectible doll. Sean Connery, James Bond. He's the man. Voorhees67, thank you very much. I edited the Back to the Future trilogy into chronological order in 2015 all in one night. It taught me a lot about editing, and it was fun. I predict Halloween will suck. Well, Voorhees, if you have a copy of that you could ever share with us, I'd like to watch it, because it's always interesting to see my favorite movie in a different light. And if you predict that Halloween sucks, well, you're kind of biased there, Jason. Timothy Riggs, would love to see more horror coverage from World Class Bullshitters. The Thing watch party, maybe? We could do that. We covered The Thing for Schlocktoberfest years ago. But we could do a Thing watch party because we all love The Thing. The Thing kicks ass. I'm a big, big fan. So we can do that stuff. We can talk about horror related stuff, depend if it's like what it is. If you guys have requests, always send requests and stuff like that. We can make anything happen on the channel. Have I ever seen Attack on Titan? Yes, I have. Wasn't like into it, but didn't dislike it either. Are you an Animaniacs fan? Yeah, I was. Animaniacs was the shit back in the day. Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Hysteria, all the Steven Spielberg cartoons, Freakazoid. I watched them all. I was a super, super, super fan. Will Venom finally show up? There, Venom finally showed up. There we go. I've been trying to show Venom for like an hour. He has a giant head, and here's Spider-Man to go with him. They're lovers. This is Brokeback symbiote. But I'll watch Animaniacs coming back. I just hope it's not stupid. Jack Burton, your check's lost in the mail. Call Lopan for a reissue. Bonesaw McGraw, my favorite wrestler. Do I have any Dragon Ball toys? Yes, I do. I have one right here that I showed earlier. Wow, this camera is really out of focus. I have a Goku figure. Goku is the man. I really like Goku. I got a new one on the way from SH Figure Arts, but that's going to be a little bit till it gets here because it's not even out yet. Predictions for the Venom movie. It's gonna suck. Pinky and the Brain was the best. I love that. I just completely forgot it existed for a moment. Sorry, brain fart. Because a lot of people are showing up now. New questions. Do I remember the Men in Black animated series? You're goddamn right I do. I watched that show all the time. And I caught it recently. It was on Crackle. And I forgot it was kind of dark for a kid's show. That's one thing I advocate. Like, bring a little, like, scariness to kids' shows. Like, let the whole range of emotions pop up in kids' entertainment. Any BB-8 figures? What channel do you think this is? Favorite Final Fantasy game? Don't have one, so I'll just say 8 because that's the only one I've really played. Lobot, I have a Lobot somewhere. Vegeta looks like Ryu to me. Well, Vegeta came first. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was on the 80s. Ryu came out. It was Street Fighter 187. I don't know. Akira Toriyama's art style predates Street Fighter. Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be a fun watch party. Yeah, it would. Guys, wait till October. We're gonna do a ton of horror watch parties. If I can get Nick available, we have access to some pretty cool people in the horror community. So make sure you tell your friends that are into horror to subscribe to our channel for that, because we're gonna do that. SWAT Cats. That show was dark for the 90s too. You missed SWAT Cats. I remember that show. I think there was a Super Nintendo game for SWAT Cats. Did I give in to BB-8 early on? You didn't say no. Oh, I don't own a single piece of BB-8 merchandise. The only piece of merchandise I owned from The Force Awakens was a gift. This Han Solo. So there we are. There's Han Solo from The Force Awakens. This camera is 1080p, but it doesn't want to focus on what I want it to focus on. Stop going to the background. Focus here. Well, you don't really need to see it. It doesn't look like Harrison Ford at all. Classic Lou, thank you very much for your super chat. Because reasons. Spoiler for Dragon Ball Super. They get crazy strong. I know. Not really. No, really, they introduce some things and it gets intense. Nothing like DBZ, but that was from Because Reasons. Thank you very much, Because Reasons. I keep wanting to watch a lot of stuff, but it was kind of a struggle to get through some Luke Cage today because, other channel stuff is paramount. Please do an Evil Dead watch party. Well, I am 16 bits. If you remind me, I'll make it happen because I love the Evil Dead movies. I own the trilogy. It's over on my Blu-ray shelf. We will watch those happily. Lupin the Third from Sith Spit Rick. Yeah, I got tons of Lupin the Third shit. Just over here on Blu-ray, I got me some Lupin the Third. Here they are. I love animation. Well, I love it so much that I drop it on camera and break it in front of you guys. But we got Lupin the Third right here, Fujiko Mine and Jigen's Gravestone. Those are new. I got those. I also have some Lupin the Third action figures, but I gotta pull those out of the closet. But I do like Lupin the Third. None of the Han Solo toys look like Harrison Ford. Lime Green Hulk, you're 100% correct. I don't own a single Han Solo figure that I go, man, they got the likeness right finally. The SH Figure Arts is the closest. Even from certain angles, it doesn't look that good. I don't know why that's a problem. Timothy Riggs' Evil Dead remake was pretty fucking hardcore. Not good, but it was fun to watch. I saw it in theaters in New Jersey. I liked it enough, but it's not better than the original 3 at all. But yeah, it was good enough. My favorite anime is Lupin the Third or Golgo 13. I own both of those series on Blu-ray. I plan on getting the new Lupin the Third series when it comes out from Amazon. They pronounce it Lupin on the show, not Lupin. So I go with Lupin the Third. That's how the music says it. That's how they say it on the show. Meet the Feebles watch party. I've seen Meet the Feebles. It's kind of fucking weird. Need some action figures of Jack Burton and Wang. I don't own those, but they make them. Yes, I've seen the Netflix show Castlevania. It was a lot of fun. It was one of the better Netflix series I've ever watched. Fist of the North Star. Tried to watch it on Hulu, but it's subtitled, not dubbed. And I was trying to eat and do other stuff, so I didn't really have time to pay attention to everything. Japanese says Lupin. I'm Japanese and speak fluent. Oh, I'm not debating that, but I'm just going by the way they say it in the show. It's Lupin the Third. So isn't it technically Rupon Sensei when they say it in Japan? So like I said, I'm just going by the way they say it on the TV show. Kind of like in Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, he calls the guy Sapito, but his real name is Satipo. But I call him Sapito because that's how Indiana Jones refers to him. Voorhees 67. How did Toxic Avenger franchise start from the first movie beginning with racist teens using the N-word and running over a kid to becoming a kid's show? Money. You throw an offer of money to Lloyd Kaufman, he will do whatever. So that's how you got Toxic Crusaders. I have those toys somewhere. I have Toxie and the motorcycle and a coloring book and all kinds of stuff. Beamer, again, thank you very much. Don't think a modern Animaniacs would work. Networks are too cucked to air shows like that now. Yes, you are right. You guys remember the whole Animaniacs fingerprints joke? If you don't, let me explain it to you. So the Animaniacs are talking about they need to dust for fingerprints. And then Dot picks up Prince and she says fingerprints, not fingerprints. And I think Prince just makes like a sad face. It's really fucking funny. So let's see. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I got it right here on this is just a VHS of the movie. You don't care to see that. Remember seeing episodes of Lupin the Third Cartoon Network in the early 2000. I love the theme song. Yeah, I did too. I got I have the soundtrack somewhere. It's on my phone digitally, so I don't really care too much. But yeah, it's a great show. Hold on, I'll show you guys a Lupin the Third action figure. Always thought, this one's from Timothy Riggs, always thought he said Adios Stupido in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he says Adios Stupido, that's his name, but it's supposed to be Satipo, because I've got, back in 2008, I got into a whole debate about it online, but I just go with Stupido, because that's what Indiana Jones says. Here's my Lupin the Third action figure. It's a Revolve Tech, only one I own. It's dusty as shit, because his whole house is dusty as shit, but there you go. Your hate for Soilo brought you to this channel. Well, don't look at my picture. No matter what brought you here, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you stick around for a long time. Classic Glue, did you see my super chat? I don't know if I did it right. Classic Glue, you just sent a super chat that said $1, and it didn't have a message. So if you just want to tell me what you wanted to say and tag me in it, I'll gladly read it on air. Since I'm talking about animation, what do I think about the Thundercats reboot? It looks like shit, and I'm not going to watch it. That's what I think, Lime Green Hulk. What is your least favorite MCU movie? Oh, I watched them all right before Infinity War. Least favorite is probably Iron Man 3 or Thor 2. Thor 2 is pretty weak. I'll go with that one. Let's see. I like toys and Star Wars and comics. You, Ethan, Jeremy are my new rotational. Thank you, Bonesaw. I have a Macho Man action figure, but I'm not pulling that one down because it's behind a whole bunch of shit. You have the DeLorean that folds its wheels. I have that too, Basil. It's a bigger one, though. This is right here. I don't know what scale this would be, but I have a 1/18 scale DeLorean that's from Part 2 that does all that. If you notice, this is from Part 1. It doesn't have a Mr. Fusion. Savage Rush 12, thank you very much. You're a little older than me by over 2 years, but close enough to have some similar interest. That said, were you ever into Gundam or Zoid? Zoids, I think. Wow, okay, I remember that. I know Gundam. Everybody knows Gundam. I didn't necessarily get into that. When did that really get big in those? Was it the late 90s or early 2000s when people were watching that stuff? I'll give you a quick timeline of my interests. It was a kid. It was like Thomas the Tank Engine and the Incredible Crash Dummies. Then Power Rangers came out and Power Rangers beat everything. Then I got into like Toy Story for a little bit. Then I got into Star Wars hardcore. Then after Episode 1 came out, I didn't like it, so I got into wrestling. And then during like from 2000 to whatever, I was all wrestling all the time. And then I kind of mellowed out on Star Wars and got back into it. But there were things here and there that I got into, but Zoids and Gundam were things I was aware of, but not necessarily things that I watched or purchased pieces of merchandise for. Beverly Hills Cop 3 sucked except for the Lucas cameo. 2 was okay, though. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3 is complete trash. I'll never try to defend Beverly Hills Cop 3. 2, I like 2 a lot. It's one of my favorite action movie sequels of all time. I find myself listening to the soundtrack almost every day. I got that movie on Laserdisc as well as Betamax. I like Beverly Hills Cop 2, and it's got the jacket. The Axel Foley jacket is in Part 2. Part 1, he just wears a shitty cut-off sweatshirt. Part 2, he brings in the cool Detroit Lions coat, so that's a lot of fun. And our light cut off because my phone was getting close to death, but I'll plug it back in for a minute. I don't have a long enough USB cord right now. Have I ever seen the Goonies Cyndi Lauper music video with the wrestlers? Yeah, you're damn right I have. Goonies are good enough. I love the Goonies. We're going to do a Goonies watch party sooner than you guys think, so just let me know if you're interested and stick around for that. But I've seen the video. I have the Goonies on Blu-ray and DVD, and that's a special feature. Have I seen Phantasm? No, I've not. That's the Thin Man, right? Angus Scrimm? Yeah, Angus Scrimm. I have not. Hey, the jacket was awesome. I'm glad somebody else enjoys that. I think Basil listens to this show because he's telling me that the XLF theme, that's the Crazy Frog, is the best, and you know I hate that one. The original. Not even XLF. Versions from the movie are better than the original song. I do hate John Cena, but that's cool. He's from around where you live, so I don't hate him. I don't hate the John Cena man. I just hate the wrestler John Cena, and I can, differentiate that. Because reasons, again, thank you so much. Gundam Wing with Hero, you as the main character, saved everything. Gundam Zero, Trawa, Katra, do I need to say more? Or do I need to name more? Wasn't there like a Gundam Zero Suit Gundam game or something like that? These sound familiar. I know the I know the robot things. I definitely know Gundam. I just didn't really watch a lot of it. But if Dan has the Crunchyroll app, maybe I'll go over there and watch it one day or so. These are the Funimation app. If I'm ever drunk at Phil's, I'll get together and watch it. Would I support a Fan Wars web series, seeing as unexpecting a good Lucasfilm or privately funded film is unlikely? I mean, it depends on what the content is before I would throw down any money. I'd have to hear like a pitch or something. But it's a cool concept. Mark Baggio, thank you very much. See the Nerdist video about the Last Jedi remake? It's Jessica Chobot seemingly addressing an alternate universe where The Last Jedi being a masterpiece that most people loved was a given. It's surreal. No, Mark, it's marketing. That's what it is. It's marketing. It's spin. It's shilling out to the maximum. And I can't believe Jessica Chobot still has a job. Like, she was like nothing at IGN. And she's just one of these tech girls that couldn't. She's like not good enough to be Olivia Munn, but she's over there doing her thing. Good for her. Not trying to shit on her, but I'm not a fan. Because reasons. Thank you again. The weapons were the pilots, not the Gundams. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, I'm aware of it. Kind of like Zone of the Enders. I was aware of it, but I didn't get into that kind of stuff. 007 Cloud. I would buy a remote-controlled Holdo so I could make her walk off a rooftop. She's got to get ripped first. Chobot the Robot. I like that. I always think of the lady, was it Julie Chen from Big Brother? Chenbot, they used to call her. That's who I think of when you say, like, robotic women. Chobot sucks. I do her. Well, I mean, stuff like that's a given. We're not going to sit here and deny who's hot, who's not. I just don't find her work appealing, and that's how these people want you to criticize them. So if they don't like what I have to say, that's fine, but they can't argue about the way I said it. Lime Green Hulk, I understand, dude. I understand your situation. You don't have to apologize. Jessica Chobot has her job because she's a cute girl. Are you telling me she wasn't a fan of video games and nerd culture? That silence was the answer. Are you into any CCGs or TCGs, like trading card games? I have all my original Pokemon cards on my shelf, so I was into those, if that's what TCG means, trading card game. So I liked Pokemon back in the day. Not necessarily now. Should I press S for silence? Should I pull down a Pokemon card? I have like all the holographic, like Charizard and all those ones. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. Press F for that. Do you hate Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? I saw the movie before my uncle passed away. He was an Indiana Jones and Star Wars fan. I hate Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with a passion. If you and your uncle have a nice memory, awesome. Not going to try to take that away from you. But from strictly a movie standpoint, I think it was fucking terrible. I hated it so much. Real quick, the Chris Hardwick accusations. I got to hear more about it. I'll put it like this. He's like was it the law? You're innocent until proven guilty or whatever. So we'll wait to hear more about the situation and what comes out. That being said, I don't like Chris Hardwick on a professional level. Not that I think he's a bad person. I just don't like the shows he's involved with or what he's created. So let's just let it run its course and the court case and all that stuff comes out. And then, either way, I just want justice to be served. If he did that shit, that's terrible. If he didn't do that shit, it's terrible to be accused. So there we go. Crystal Skull or The Last Jedi? Crystal Skull, definitely. Never again with The Last Jedi. Okay, so you and your uncle both hated it. Cool. Like I said, I don't want to shit on some like a nice memory you guys had or something. I'd feel really guilty. I'll just put the Stormtrooper back for you guys to have something to look at for a moment. What happened with Chris Hardwick? He was accused of sexual assault or something like that. Just Google Chris Hardwick. He got fired from all of his jobs. So Talking Dead's over. Yes, because that show sucks. What did Cecil say? I don't know. Gun to your head. Beverly Hills Cop 3, Die Hard 2, or Back to the Future 3? Back to the Future 3. Let me give you a quick reason why, Timothy Riggs. Beverly Hills Cop 3 is terrible. Die Hard 2 is kind of okay, but Back to the Future 3 is just not as good as the other ones. It still has its merits. I think Beverly Hills Cop 3 is a poorly made film. Because reasons. Thank you again. It didn't help that there was a documentary about the crystal skulls and how they are fake. I watched that before the movie came out. You know, I don't even mind that Indiana Jones did the refrigerator thing and all that crap in the Russians. I just thought the movie was poorly made. The CGI was dumb. I hated Shia LaBeouf. I hate movies where they bring back an iconic character just to try to pass it off to the next generation. I know this isn't a popular opinion, but I like Die Hard 4 quite a bit. Why do I like Die Hard 4? Because it shows that John McClane can still go. You know, he does it the old way, but he still does it. So Justin Long's character knows the computers and stuff like that, but McClane is still kicking ass and taking names and all that stuff. So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see the next generation. Do I think Chloe Dykstra would have a platform if her father wasn't John Dykstra? Yeah, probably. A lot of nepotism's a thing. John Landis' son, Max Landis, is not that good. But because his dad is one of the best of all time, you know, people are willing to give him a break. Indy 4 looked like a TV movie. Yeah, it wasn't very good. And yeah, there was too much CGI. Rambo 3, Terminator 3, Police Academy 3. Which order from best to worst? Best Rambo, then Terminator, then Police Academy. The order you gave. Terminator 3 is dumb, but Police Academy 3 is just embarrassing. Ancient Aliens fans of the chat. I kind of liked Ancient Aliens with my mom. We would watch that. We used to, I know it sounds weird, but like, we used to watch my grandma, not like babysit, but she lives with my uncle, and they would go out of town on vacation, and we'd go over to stay with my grandma. So we would all watch that show together at night. Zoo, are you a god? No. Then die. John Dykstra is legend. I agree 100%. Jesse says that Die Hard 4 was a pleasant surprise. I saw that in theaters and liked it enough to buy it on DVD. I bought it at a Kroger, of all places. I was like, I got to own this right now. It's the unrated cut. So I bought it at Kroger. Don't know why. Let's see. Kalima Shakti Day. Max Landis remaking American Werewolf in London is a sign of end time. Is that happening? Is Max Landis remaking American Werewolf in London? Oh, God. I hope not. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Bogus Journey? Excellent Adventure all day, every day. Bogus Journey is a fine film with its own merits, but I'm going to say Excellent Adventure because it's fun and I like the pacing a lot better. Because reasons, thank you again for your super chat. Ancient Aliens is complete BS, but it's fun to think about. For fuck's sakes, look at the guy's hair. Oh, there's a lot of shit I watch that I don't buy into at all, but I find it entertaining. Me and Dustin and I in college used to talk about like all the conspiracy theories in the government and stuff. We'd stay up late. We wouldn't even drink or do anything. We would just be so tired from, you know, lack of sleep, and we'd be talking about, oh man, what about this conspiracy? This is tied to that, and the Iraqi war, and this and that and the other, and it just got crazy. But yeah, the shows are all just for entertainment purposes, but they're entertaining, so that's why I like it. Joel, I like that message you just sent me. Let's see, what else? Should I pull something else that I feel like I'm not living up to the hype with the image of the toys? I gotta pull out something. I'll pull out a big gun. Hold on. What's something cool that people would like? Here you go. I'm about to subvert your expectations, people. How about a George Clooney Batman action figure? Nope, you don't like George Clooney Batman. Neither do I. But I had it back when I was a kid. This will be fun for a minute. Just to show I don't just blindly hate Disney and everything they do. Here's a little mini Buzz Lightyear. This is a Comic-Con exclusive, and I like Buzz Lightyear a lot. We'll put up his helmet because there's a glare. Well, there you go. Let's see if the camera finally focuses on Buzz Lightyear instead of fucking Han Solo. Now it's not going to focus on anything because fuck me, right? There we go. There's fuck. There he is, Buzz Lightyear, and all of his Space Ranger glory. I thought Buzz Lightyear was the fucking man. Cecil wants to see the sex toys. Well, I loaned them to you, buddy. So when you give them back, I'll put them on camera for everyone to see. Does the George Clooney Batman figure have bat nipples? Hold on, I've never actually looked close enough. No, he does not have bat nipples. So, there you go. Buzz Lightyear nipples. You know it, baby. Do I have that Samurai Darth Vader? I do not, Jonathan. I didn't pick that up because I didn't want to spend, what was it, like $80 or $90 on those? I'm one of those people that if I buy a collectible, it's got to look just like the source material. So I don't necessarily want any kind of artistic interpretation. I just want straight up whatever's on screen put onto plastic. I think Disney is the Illuminati. We may never know. How about Inspector Gadget? Fine, I'll pull out Inspector Gadget. I'll put these toys together in the morning. Hold on, let's pull out a couple things that you guys probably either don't know that I have or don't even know what they are. And there went Shawn Michaels, the WWF champion. So, here's a couple fun things. So, you requested Inspector Gadget. Well, Buzz Lightyear can take a walk. We have Inspector Gadget. Or we have Inspector Gadget from Burger King. So yeah, those are my old Inspector Gadget figures from way back in the day. Just put in the bottle of Crown Royal. Well, I can take a shot. What the hell? It's midnight. Where'd I put the damn bottle? Hold on. But yeah. And I guess some toys. Gadget is Don Adams from Get Smart. Yeah. I could have thrown Buzz Lightyear out the window. I like Buzz Lightyear enough. He can just lay back there and be shamed. But yeah, there's some Inspector Gadget toys. Inspector Gadget came out in the 80s, but it was revived in the 90s, and I got into it big time. Do I have a G1 Transformer Jetfire, aka repainted Macross? I do not have that. Is there a sequel that you think is better than the original? I really like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. A lot. The Gadget-mobile is a DeLorean. I'm drunk on Jack watching the live stream in Dragon Ball. Cool. I wish I was drunk right now. Here, let's pop up something. I know this cartoon gets a bad rap, but it was one of my favorites, and I used to watch it concurrently with Inspector Gadget. And that show, you know what? I'm not going to tell you. Can anyone tell me who this is? Standing next to Inspector Gadget. I'll be very impressed if anybody can figure that out. You know, like if you guys know who it is, blurry as shit next to Inspector Gadget. There you go. And there's a real toy that I had as a kid. I had the whole line of these figures. There we go. Enfall 445 got it right away. It is James Bond Jr. So, no, it's not Captain and the Game Master. They didn't make those toys. It was James Bond Jr. And I know a lot of people shit on that cartoon. That's fine. But as a kid, I thought it was the absolute coolest. Timothy Riggs, thank you again for your super chat. You guys should do a werewolf week during October. Good to be horrible. American Werewolf in London. Good to horrible. Sorry, American Werewolf in London. The Howling, Silver Bullet, The Wolfman 2012 or 2010, and Wolf. We could do that. All joking aside, Timothy, just shoot these suggestions over to us on our Facebook page because I have a list of things we're planning on doing or do, and I'll put that on there. We could do some werewolf movies. It'll be a lot of fun. You know, Nick's going to want to watch horror movies with everybody. He thought it was Turbo Teen. I don't have any Turbo Teen toys. You liked the Johnny Quest remake, The New Adventures of Johnny Quest? I did not. I liked that show a lot. Now, here we go. I'm going to move James Bond Jr. out of the way because I really do like that toy a lot. Can anyone tell me who this is? Oh, if we can get him in frame. Sorry, Gadget. You're going to have to go away. Go, Gadget. Does anyone know who that is? That is not C-3PO. My favorite comic book artist is John Romita Sr. and John Buscema. It's tied. I think they're amazing. That is not G.I. Joe. There we go. Matt Kosuda got it almost, but there we go. Darth Primus technically gets it because it is Chip Hazard. I've had this toy for 20 years. I just thought when I was picking up Inspector Gadget, it was up there. I've had this forever. And now this is a Hasbro toy, and this thing's solid plastic. Like, you could knock somebody out with this thing. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. David Hurry says, I know you got some TMNT 1989 toys. I actually don't. I was born in 88, and the Ninja Turtles. My mom bought me some stuff, but that's like way back in a closet somewhere or in a basement box of stuff that I just don't open up or look at. I had a couple. I definitely have the Ninja Turtle movie figure from the 90s, the one that was made of rubber. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, Small Soldiers, Tommy Lee Jones, Chip Hazard. Everyone's getting those right. Does Chip Hazard talk? I have a talking Chip Hazard. Hold on, I'll get him. He's a tall figure. Oh, shit. Hold on. He is way back here behind the Green Goblin. Oh, nope, he came out easy. All right, he's a little dusty, but you'll be able to recognize him instantly. Here he goes. Here's the big talking Chip Hazard. Oh, wait, that's my MC Hammer doll. Oops, there's Chip Hazard. That's a big one. He doesn't talk anymore because the batteries are deader than shit, or deader than disco. But, there is a Chip Hazard. If you press him right here, he would talk and light up, and his arm. Ow, his arm. There we go. It was frozen with dust, but yeah, you press the button, he does like a gun pulling action. So there we go. Do I have any Starship Trooper toys? I do not. I saw that movie as a kid, and it kind of scared the shit out of me because it was so violent. I had never seen anything so violent before, so I didn't pick up any of the merchandise. But yeah, Chip Hazard is fun. I'm glad you guys remember who he is. This was my favorite Chip Hazard. I lost the gun. It's somewhere in my back room. I'll eventually get it. I have a Green Goblin figure. Yeah, I have a Green Goblin figure from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movie. He's up there on a shelf too. So there he is. Yeah, Small Soldiers, man. Chip Hazard acts more like Buzz Lightyear than Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, when I was a kid, I just don't know where it is, but I have the Buzz Lightyear that's the same size as this Chip Hazard, and I used to play with them together. They would fight. You have a talking Pee Wee Herman butt plug, says Cecil. I meant to do that. Cecil, you live a charmed life. Do I have Jurassic Park toys? I do not own a single Jurassic Park toy. The only toy that I own that is dinosaur-based would be the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. Here's an obscure one that people may not recognize, or our international viewers might really be surprised that I own. So, is he in frame? Can you see him? Okay, Walker Texas Ranger. I would kill for a Walker Texas Ranger action figure. Let's see. Can you remember the names of the alien toys from Small Soldiers? You mean the Gorgonites? There was Archer, Slam Fist, Punch It, Scratch It, Freakenstein, Ocula. I think that's all of them. There we go. Doctor Who. People figured it out. Yep, the 10th Doctor, David Tennant. People really know that. Show my Funko Pops, the one of The Rock that I have, and that's it. Did you watch Mighty Morphin? Oh, sorry, I thought somebody asked me if I watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm like, do you know who this is? Did you watch Power Rangers after Mighty Morphin, or did you stop when the Ivan Ooze movie came out? I watched it up until they turned to Zeo, and I watched Zeo for about 5 minutes. And then I got out of Zeo, and I got into Star Wars. And then after I got into that, I tried watching Turbo, and never again. So, no. I don't have any Alien or Predator toys. Take it back. I have the Power Loader, that yellow thing that they had from the Aliens movie. That's somewhere, like in different parts all over my house, but I do own that. Do I own any Chuck Norris action figures? I do not, but Retro Blasting has a great video about the Chuck Norris Karate Commando action figures, so you should check that out. Who watches Jessica Jones? I checked it out because my mom likes it, so I'd watch it with her. Yes, Dead Schooled. I know that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is on Netflix. Every once in a while, when I'm up early on a Saturday, I'll put it on, and then I'll ask myself, what the hell was I thinking as a child? Turbo Sucked in Space was great. Time Force killed off the Power Rangers and the pilot, so that series had some serious balls. Huh. NECA Predator figures are super cool. Dion has a whole bunch of those, so you definitely should talk to him about those, but I respect how. There's the DeLorean again for a moment. The Outpatient says they're a Steve Austin $6 million man action figure from the 70s. You know the one with the eye that you could look at? Yes, Dennis, I do keep some toys in the package. I don't know if you were here earlier, but like, here's Marvel Legends Cyclops that I really like, and if you notice, it's still in the box. I don't really plan on opening it anytime soon. I got Wolverine to go with him. I got all kinds of them. So, yeah, I keep some stuff in the box. It just depends on what it is and what I'm going to do with it in the future. Frank, can you warn me about Jessica Jones 3 and remind me how shitty season 2 was when number 3 starts being filmed? Do I have Doc Brown? They don't technically make like a basic Doc Brown figure. They have the little, does Funko make the little ones? There's these little crappy ones, the reaction figures. They have that one. I don't like reaction figures. And then the Hot Toys one is based off Back to the Future 2. And I didn't purchase that because while I like Back to the Future 2, I only want merchandise based on the first movie. Hey, as a child, you always needed a TV crush. Pink Ranger was for us mid-'80s guys. Yeah, I was born in 88. Pink Ranger was cute. I didn't realize how attractive she was back then, but now looking back, she had a nice body. Why does Cyclops have a giant robot foot in the package? Because you can put them together and make this guy. Who is that? Warlock. There you go. So if you buy Colossus, Shatterstar, Dazzler, Polaris, Cyclops, Sunfire, and Logan, you get that. Beamer, gotta call it a night, dude. Have a good night and stay moist. Beamer, thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for helping the channel, and thank you for watching as long as you did. You've been around here for like 2 hours and change, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. I swear I saw Michael J. Fox at Chipotle last week, but it turned out to be a different short Canadian with Parkinson's. I still talk to the guy. He was nice, but I wish it was Michael. I would love to meet Michael J. Fox. I love Family Ties as well as Back to the Future. Show us your Rock toys, like The Rock, the wrestler, because I got too many of those. I'll show you my most recent one real quick, though. I picked this up at a crappy Ollie's because I was looking for some cheap dental floss. Not even cheap dental floss. It's like Glide dental floss. They just sell it at half the price. I was picking it up there. But they had these, so I picked up the Rock. You know, that's always cool. And there he is, laying the smackdown. But you wanted to see like an old Rock action figure that I've had from back in the day. So give me a moment, and I'll pull one out from the shelf. I'll show you a favorite one and my, and a newer one. First off, we got a super chat from Savage Rush 12. Thank you very much. If you had a girlfriend that turned out to be a supernatural feature, what would she be? For me, she'd be a werewolf, crazy in bed. I had a supernatural girlfriend. What I wanted to be? It's a good question. I'd be afraid to get murdered by a werewolf, and I don't want to be sucked into a vampire lifestyle like in the Lost Boys. I don't know. She could be like a psychic. Does that count? That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe like just something that I'm not going to die from, being with her. Somebody asked for the Rock. Here's a newer Rock. I like that one quite a bit. I even got on a little stand that says The Rock. There's that. But here's my original one from when I was a kid. And this was my favorite one. Got him in a weird pose. He's holding a chair, but let's get you in frame, Rock. Yeah, I have like 50 Rock action figures, and I love all of them. So there's the Rock. Always am willing to talk about my wrestling figures of the Rock. Do I know what the Rock is cooking? No, but I smelled it and it stunk. What belt is the Rock holding? The Rock is holding the WWF Championship belt. He's wearing a Lay It to Smack It Down shirt. So yeah, there we go. Always a big fan of the Rock. I'll pretty much buy anything they make him. If it's an action figure of him with hair, I'm going to buy it. That's my rule of thumb. Dwayne Johnson is in a lot of movies this year. I don't plan on seeing any of them. I just really like him as a wrestler. So, what's the biggest toy mistake you've gotten on a toy? I had a Spider-Man figure where the spider logo was on the wrong side. I'm one of those people that I'll return something if it's fucked up big time. I'll be like, nope, not good enough for me. I'm trying to think. I've been pretty fortunate. I had a Batman that had like a dot painted on his eye, but it was never, I don't know if it was intentional or not. Rock and Mankind, best tag team ever. I do have a Mankind figure up there. Because reasons. Stone Cold Steve Austin beat The Rock. Stay under a rock. He was crazy. He could whoop The Rock any day. Any day he didn't whoop his ass at WrestleMania 19, the last time they ever fought. Who won? The Rock. And as The Rock said, it doesn't matter about the first act or the second act. If Hollywood's taught him anything, it's the grand finale. So we remember that. But no, The Rock and Stone Cold had a great feud. I prefer The Rock and Triple H feud myself. It was a lot of fun. But I've been fortunate enough to see The Rock and Stone Cold in the same ring together live. So that was a lot of fun. Panda, Cincy Disney Outlet has over 15 Ticos. Do you mean the one up at the, the Outlet Mall by Middletown? Because I was there last weekend. That's where I filmed part of our video that came out on Monday. Lime Green Hulk, what Spider-Man figure did buy for $100? Doesn't surprise me, Panda. Rock versus paper. I know, sadly. You're watching Beverly Hills Cop 2 right now. It's nowhere near as good as the original. I don't think it's as good as the original, but I like the relationship between Taggart and Rosewood and Axel a lot. And it's nice to not have the stop-and-start nature of the first movie where Axel does something funny and he keeps ending up back at the police station. Something happens and it progresses the story. It's a lot more intense. Yeah, the bad guy's a little more cliched, Jurgen Prochnow, but I still like the movie a lot. According to Google, The Rock is cooking pancakes. Yeah, he does love his pancakes. Speaking of cooking, I have a WWF cookbook. I'm not going to show that because it's dumb, but whatever. But I do have that. Oh, the misprinted Spider-Man figure you had sold for $100 on eBay. Good for you. I'm glad somebody bought the misprinted Spider-Man figure. He needed a home full of love because he wasn't going to get it at your house. No love for Serge. I love Serge all day, every day, but Serge is good in small bursts, and he's terrible in part 3. Say Serge sounds like a laundry detergent. If I ever remake Beverly Hills Cop, I'm casting Cecil as Serge. I think it would be fun. If you could melt all those Rose Ticos, you would have enough plastic to make a life-size Millennium Falcon pre-solo. You're not wrong. It would be kind of fun to hang out in that Millennium Falcon as well. Any other requests on the shelf before we, talk about some other stuff? It's funny, we're talking about Beverly Hills Cop. Let's show these real quick. These will be my last two things. Oh. Super chat from Panda. Thank you very much. Yes, the Outlet Mall. Did you ever get the mail-in pay-per-view exclusive WWF figures? I got the Amazon exclusive Mankind and Classic Brown Outfit figure. I did not get those. The only mail-away stuff I did as a kid was for my Beverly Hills Cop figure is separating from the thing. Fuck. I hate that. I got mail-away Star Wars figures. Han is a stormtrooper. No, Obi-Wan. Spirit of Obi-Wan. Didn't have the Han as a stormtrooper. So if you go to that Outlet Mall, Panda, you may see me there one day by the Polo store. So, yeah, David Wheel, the crappy blue Chevy Nova. James Bond. Oh, somebody's that far back talking about James Bond Jr. I don't have anything from Fallout. I apologize. My collection does not include Fallout. Any Millennium Falcons? Yeah, but they're not. None of the big ones can be shown because they're in other rooms. But here's a little tiny Millennium Falcon just for you. Dennis. I almost called you David. I had to read your name again. Sorry for the weird pause. Dennis Reynolds. But yeah, there's a little Hot Wheels Millennium Falcon. I got it for 45 cents at a Kroger. So for 45 cents, can you really blame me? No, you can't. Do I have any Barbies? I do not. I'm not that weird. Let's see. The RHCP singer's dad was in Lethal Weapon. Random facts. I have some Micro Machine Action Fleet stuff, but not like little mini Micro Machines. Why do you think people pay extra for misprinted toys? Because they're dumb? Lime Green Hulk? Or people just want something rare? Probably the rarity. Any Mission Impossible figures? Yeah, but I don't know where it is. So if anyone remembers the first Mission Impossible movie, they probably don't remember that it had a toy line. So I had a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible figure. You could snap on a chest piece. It looked like a tuxedo. And then he came with a briefcase that turned into a computer, and he had a rubber mask for a face that you could pull off. It was a really cool toy, but I found it at a KB at like some random mall, and I only saw one figure. So where are my Force for Diversity action figures? They're the foundation that holds this house up. Basil, I think this is who this is. Thank you very much. Micro Machines, Lights, F, and Rock. Micro Machines, I have a Micro Machine set of Indiana Jones figures, and I like those quite a bit. Oh, Voorhees, you're actually taking a shot when I say Lime Green Hulk. Please don't die. Please don't. Gamorrean guards over Ewoks any day. I agree 100%. Show my sexiest anime girl figurine. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't have one. So please, please don't leave the stream. Because reasons, thank you again very much. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I like the guy, but come on. What's your opinion? I don't really follow much of what he says outside of just scientific. I don't really watch him for entertainment value. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. So obviously I know who he is. But Nick really is into him. I'm not. I mean, as a kid, the only scientist, if he's even a real scientist, was Bill Nye the Science Guy that I ever watched. I don't know. I did well in school in terms of science classes, but it never really captivated me. Geek Chorus. Good question. Could Eddie Murphy do stand-up again? Too late? I think he could if Dave Chappelle can come back and do That's Just Shit. I think if Eddie Murphy basically allowed himself to just open up and be exposed, in quotations, yeah, I think Eddie Murphy still has it in him. I would love to see Eddie Murphy do stand-up because Raw and Delirious are fucking incredible. Pete, my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie is Predator, followed by Commando, and then Total Recall. How old is Eddie Murphy? In his 50s? Maybe close to 60? I don't know exactly off the top of my head. Oh, Eddie Murphy's Raw is on Netflix? Cool, I might watch that too. I haven't seen it in a while. I downloaded it back in the day when you had to download shit off LimeWire. I downloaded Eddie Murphy stand-up. I loved it. Do you think we need the Oscars? It's not based on credit anymore, just who knows who. I think the Oscars are full of shit. One of the reasons I disliked Screen Junkies movie fights is because Alicia Malone would get on there and say, it won an Oscar, it won an Oscar. I'm like, I don't care if it won an Oscar. That doesn't complete your whole argument. You need to do more. What if the new character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is Rose Tico? I have a Nintendo Switch, and I would get Rose Tico tattooed to my body if she appears in that video game. Have I seen the Tooth Fairy? Regrettably, I've seen it very, very drunk. It does have The Rock. I saw it, Dion. Dion used to give me some massive shit about The Rock being in the Tooth Fairy. And then I gave him shit about Lethal Weapon, and we became even better friends. My favorite childhood toy line is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, hands down. I have the best feelings towards that. Seriously, I still have all the toys, too. I'm looking right at them. They were just the most fun I've ever had in my life. I mean, I've had fun in college, and I really love what I'm doing now at the channel, so don't think I'm looking back on nostalgia and wishing I was young again. But as a kid, that was the coolest toy line ever because I had it all. I had the Zords, the figures, some of the aliens, but if it was a Power Ranger figure, I had it, and it was great. Joel, we used to do a movie fight segment called The Great Pop Culture Debate to start out the podcast. If you go back and listen to maybe episodes 3 through like 20, we do it at the beginning of the show. I'd like to bring that back. If you guys want us to bring it back, all you got to do is just shoot us messages over on our Facebook page, and we noticed when we get the same questions asked a whole bunch. Like, that's why we're doing a Discord server, because a lot of people have asked us to do that. So, movie fight style stuff would be a lot of fun on the channel. I'd like to bring that back. Great pop culture debate could make a comeback. Can I show other Power Rangers toys? Sure. Let's see. I'll show some Power Rangers toys. Let's put Beverly Hills Cop back. I can't believe the box is ripped. I'm pissed off about that. I've never dropped those one single time. Let's see here. While you wait for me to get some Power Rangers toys down, enjoy this Power Morpher. Or you can enjoy this Power Morpher. So we'll start out with my first Power Ranger figure, the big blue one. God, there's so much dust in this room. God. There we go. So there's the Blue Ranger. Somebody said they wanted to see the Blue Ranger. And there he is, the first Power Ranger toy I ever had. Awesome toy, bunch of points of articulation. His fingers move. So you can put the gun in his hand. It's a nice thing. Did I have the Power Blaster Dagger? Yeah, the Blade Blaster, I had that, as well as the I had it all. What is it called? Blade Blaster, the Dragon Dagger, the Saba Sword, all of it. I had all of it. Still do. It's like new. It's just somewhere else. But here's the one thing I pulled down from my shelf to show everybody, because it'd be a lot of fun. The Megazord. There's the Megazord. You know what we'll do? Let me take a shoebox right here. And let's put that here. And let's get a better shot of the Megazord. How's that work? Not very well. Anyway, there's the Megazord. It's slightly off kilter. But yeah, that's my original Megazord. It was a lot of fun. Power Rangers watch the communicator, or not the communicator, the Power Morpher. That was at Toys R Us a couple years ago, and the other one I've had for fucking 25 years. 93. Yeah, it opens up, and it used to light up, but I don't have that. And the coins come out and stuff. You had the Dragon Zord, Matthew? Ah! So did I. That's a really weird angle to put him in. But yeah, there's the Dragon Zord. I'm going to have so much fun in the morning putting all this stuff away. But yeah, there's the Dragon Zord. He's got, he's all there, all his pieces. There we go. There's a somewhat decent shot of him. Maybe. Yes. No. Fuck it. We'll do it live. There you go. There they go. What year was the Megazord? 93? Yes, it was 93. Zords. Were they in the Power Rangers? Yes, they were. Die Hard 2 and T2 versus T2 was good. Oh, the fight from the Great Pop Culture Debate. Is that the one we had? Dude, it was so long ago. I don't even remember. Any Godzilla or Kaiju? I do not have any Godzilla or Kaiju. I have a Godzilla figure that's like from the... I told you guys about that playset I had of Godzilla. But it's somewhere in this house. It's not lost. I just don't know where it is. Yes, man like Migs RT. This is live. There's my hand right there. Woo. So this is live right now. Because reasons, thank you very much. I just can't like Power Rangers. Sorry. I don't like that kind of cheese. That's fine. I don't have to like it. I liked it as a kid. I don't go back and watch it and say this is the greatest show ever made, but I had so much fun with it as a kid. So I look back and go, oh, that was cool. And, Ninja Turtles ain't that great when you look back at it either, so... Oh, let's see. I missed my Dragon Zord flute dagger thing. Yeah, I have it somewhere. I just got to find where it is. Star Wars Happy Meals toys. I don't know. I have some from Burger King from a couple years ago in the watches and shit. Just don't know where they are. What toy purchases do I regret the most? I have Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull action figures that I bought. Kind of regret those. I have some stuff from Superman Returns. I regret that. I don't really have too many regrets. It takes me a while to pick up stuff that I like. So when I do take it, I don't regret it. I'm pretty happy that I have it. Do I have the Dune Weird module? I do not know what that is, and I don't have anything from Dune or the book. What was the white, black, long neck Zord called? Matthew, that was Titanus, and I have that, but I don't know where every piece is off the top of my head. I have to look it up. People really love the Rose Tico strap-on. Didn't Simon Cowell have something to do with the Power Rangers? Maybe he did. I know it was Chaim Saban. That was the guy that really brought it to America. Does Dune hold up? Never seen it. I hate Dune. God, I fucking hate that movie. I watched it in college. Ever seen 1981 Clash of the Titans? A childhood favorite of mine. Cool toy line. I've seen that movie. Dennis, I'm glad you're enjoying this stream. The funny thing is I have so much more that I could talk about, but I'm not going to tonight. It's like 1 o'clock, and, you know, whatever. But there's still so many people watching it, so... Lape, Channel Dad, I'm surprised you watched this long. I should have had you on the show next time. Did I like Doom? It had The Rock in it. No, Doom sucked. The Rock, just because I love The Rock, the wrestler, doesn't mean his movies are good at all. We can bring The Rock right back into frame. There he is. Did I watch Battlestar Galactica old or new? I have not. Yes, Lady Una, it is Morphin time. It's always Morphin time when I think back to all the fun times I had with the Power Rangers. Doom sucked. Lime Green Hulk. I bought the AT-AT from The Last Jedi. Oh, you mean from the whatchamacallit, Rogue One? Oh no, the Gorilla Walk or whatever it was called. My favorite dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Doom video game versus Duke Nukem video games. I'll go with Doom. Doom's a lot of fun. I watched Doom, or not watched Doom. I played Doom one night. Dan and I were over at this dude at Douche Canoe's house. Long-time listeners understand who that is, and we played through all of Doom in one sitting. It was fun. I didn't know that Mark Waid deleted his Twitter account. I don't follow Mark Waid on Twitter. I'm kind of upset with Mark Waid because I was such a fan of his writing, and then I found out what a douche nozzle he was, and then it got kind of over. Because I really liked some of the stuff he was doing, and then I found out what an asshole he was, and I just nope, never again. If I could cast wrestlers as a Power Ranger team, who would I pick? The Spirit Squad. They would be the Power Rangers. Now they'd be the Putty Patrollers. Bernard Herrmann, look up who he was. Why does that name sound so familiar all of a sudden? Have I watched the 2003 Hulk movie? Not only did I watch it, I saw it in theaters. So yeah, I watched it. I would see George Lucas's 7, 8, 9. They're better than, I guarantee they're better than what we've had so far. And I haven't even seen 9 yet. I'm just going to go out and say that. Bernard Herrmann did the score for Hitchcock's Psycho. Okay, that's why it sounds familiar. Eric Bana Hulk. Yeah, that's the movie. I saw that in theaters, and it's not good. But man, Jennifer Connelly is one of the all-time best-looking women in movies, to me at least. So anytime I look at Jennifer Connelly, I'm very happy. You want to see Peter Dinklage play a Power Ranger? I want to see Peter Dinklage play Zordon. That'd be a lot of fun. Simpsons figures. Not on the shelf. I have a Bart Simpson remote control figure that rides a skateboard. That's kind of cool. I'm a fan of that. I have a Homer Simpson that you squeeze his stomach, and he goes, "Come on, TV, give me some of that sweet, sweet pep." And that's about it, really. I like The Simpsons, but I didn't have a bunch of Simpsons stuff. Peter Dinklage was an elf? I forgot about that. The Simpsons used to have Simpsons figures when you were a kid. I liked the ones that were the World of Springfield. Those were cool toys. But I was focused on other stuff, and my mom wasn't going to buy me random toys that I wasn't interested in. She'd spend a ton of money on stuff that I cared about. But when it came to that, she's like, no, you don't really like The Simpsons that much, so. Will there ever be another good Power Rangers movie? Well, Dennis, I disagree that there's ever even been a good Power Rangers movie, because from as much as I love this stuff right here that I'm talking about and we're getting all nostalgic for, I hated the Power Rangers movie. Even back then, I thought it was shit. Saw it in theaters. I was dressed up as the White Ranger in a costume. Did not like that movie. You bought a Lego set just so you could have Yeah Boyega? You should have just asked me. I think I have a dollar fin I got somewhere around here. I'd have helped you out. Thank you, because reasons. There never was a good Power Rangers movie. They all sucked. Let's see. Rocketeer was a good movie, great movie growing up. Rocketeer's a lot of fun. That guy that created it, Dave Stevens, died. It's kind of sad. I follow his the life and art of Dave Stevens over on Facebook, and I suggest you guys check it out too. It's a good page. He's a great artist. Do I have any of the Toy Biz Sam Raimi or Sam Raimi Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2 action figures? I do. Should I show them? I can get one. That's my favorite Spider-Man figure. Let me put up the Megazord real quick. Bye, Megazord. And let me put up the Dragon Zord real quick. And the Blue Ranger 2. Sorry for the dead air, but there really isn't much to say as I, put away a toy real quick. Edward Coleman, love the show. Thanks for calling out Campia. He sucked Boomstick. So self-righteous. You damn right he sucks Boomstick. I only called him out because of the shit he says about the fans. You know, you don't get away with being an asshole for all these years and then just thinking, oh, I'm holier than thou, and then crying about it. No. John Campia, you got to pay. So you wanted to see Sam Raimi Spider-Man figures? Well, let me remove this shoebox, and I will show you two, and we'll put this baby to bed in a few minutes. So get the camera ready, and here we go. Real quick, Savage Rush 12. Were you a Pokemon, Digimon, or Yu-Gi-Oh kind of kid? Pokemon. I had all the cards, played the video games. I loved me some Pokemon. Earlier I said if anybody wants to see me pull out the cards, I will, but nobody said something, so I didn't pull them out. But I did like Pokemon quite a bit. I saw both movies in theaters, and I had a lot of fun with it for a while. And then I kind of got into wrestling and said, fuck Pokemon. So there is a Sam Raimi Spider-Man figure. I loved it. I still do. It's my favorite Spider-Man figure. We can go into more detail later, but it's got really great articulation and sculpt and paint, and it's got, it's just a really good toy. I got 3 of these things. One sits somewhere else. But you got to have a bad guy to go with Spider-Man. So here's the Green Goblin. One of his pumpkin bombs flew off when I pulled him off my shelf, but I got him somewhere. So I have to look after we go off the air. But there's Sam Raimi Spider-Man and Green Goblin figures. I'm a big, big, big fan of that series. Any Samurai Jack toys? I didn't even know they had Samurai Jack toys, but I don't have them. Yeah, Toy Biz was awesome. Oh, no, Spider-Man fell. I'm going to put him down because the foot joints on this figure aren't too terribly strong. So we'll just sit Spider-Man. We'll sit Spider-Man on the Goblin Glider. How's that for everybody? Boom. There we go. And they can just, they can be friends. Think about it, hero. Because reasons. Thank you again so much. If I had a choice, I'd figure out a new choice. I'm glad. Yeah, Voorhees, you had the Spider-Man figure. It's such a good toy. I never want to get rid of it. Yeah, Spider-Man is looking jacked. He's a pretty buff Spider-Man figure, but he was buff in the movie. Then he gets buff in the comic books, so just depends when, yeah, the feet on the Spider-Man were flimsy and shitty. Plus, it doesn't help that I've had this thing for like 16 years, so. Is Green Goblin humping Spider-Man's head? In reality, they're kind of quite far away from each other. But, maybe if you want to imagine there's a little bit of skull fucking going on, hey, it's Saturday night, you're out, it's late, you're looking for kicks. Have fun with it. Holy crap, Chris Rock's in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Yeah, yes. He goes, yo, what the fuck is this? It's my truck. Here's $50. Dang, I would have loved to see a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4. Yeah, me too. That is my one film that I really wish I could see if in an alternate universe. It would have been Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. But it never happened, and now we got all that dumb shit. What if Spider-Man joined the Green Goblin? Well, it would have been a much different movie. Aunt May wouldn't have believed that there was a hero in all of us in part 2. Can you see the female Star Wars figures so I can make fun of Rey's flatness? I can show you the only female Star Wars figure I've actually have access to right now is Rey. So it's funny that you request that because here she is. Like, well, there's a Princess Leia. First off, let's put Spidey away. Oh, super chat. Thank you because reasons. I just watched Spider-Man: Homecoming. It was tough to watch. Not that I didn't like it. I don't like him that much. He's okay. He's better than Andrew Garfield, but I don't love him. I don't really want to watch that movie again. So there we go. There's a Star Wars female figure, Princess Leia, 6-inch black series. I do have a Slave Leia, but I had that as a kid. I don't know where that would be. But I never threw it away. And here's little Rey. Yay. Yeah, there's a Rey figure. I have Rose Tico, but I don't know where the hell Rose Tico would be right now. Grim Falcon, I probably stole your childhood Spider-Man figure and added it to my collection. I didn't really buy Rey. It was one of those dollar things that I just didn't mean to buy. Let's see. We don't like Rey, right? Well, Rey doesn't have a head anymore. How's that for you guys? Is that cool? A headless Rey. Who's going to hold Rey's head? This Stormtrooper will hold Rey's head. Will it fit in his hand? It fit in his hand. So you guys seen that scene in Predator when the Predator holds up that guy's head on the spine? There we go. Well, it wants to focus on Princess Leia in the background. Focus on the Stormtrooper, damn it. Focus on the Stormtrooper. Well, whatever. Princess Leia. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I think that's a good visual. There we go. It's got Rey's head. We'll put Rey a little closer in there, too. Because reasons. Thank you very much. Is it bad? Is it a bad time to bring up the fact that Thrawn will always be a better character than Rey? I think deep down we all know that Thrawn is a better character than Rey and will always be better than Rey, but we can take a moment to enjoy it. Rowdy Ruffian says it needs to be that Red Guardian guy. This one, the Praetorian Guard? I can do that. You guys want to see the Praetorian Guard hold up Rey's head? That's fine. Get him out of the box. I kind of want this as a screenshot. I just love that Stormtrooper image of holding up Rey's head. You guys want the Red Guard instead? Okay. How The Last Jedi should have really ended. Here we go. Guard wins, Rey dies. We all are happy. Buzz Lightyear should hold Rey's head. I don't know if Buzz Lightyear can actually hold it. Let's see, because his hand's like in a permanent like flexing fist. We'll try. That should have been the last scene in The Last Jedi. Let's see if this works. This could be... Here we go. Tell me what you guys think of this. Let's just get Buzz Lightyear to stand up. There we are. Because reasons, the Red Guard couldn't swat a fly. Probably not. Not in those shitty rubber leggings. Oh my god, I hate this toy so much. There you go, folks. That should be the title card of this. If people screenshot this, send it to me so I can do more with it. We have a Buzz Lightyear's looking quite buff with Rey's head. It almost makes me want to take some red paint and like make it look like Rey has a bloody stump, and then, you know, there's your face. Freaks and Peaks. This should be the thumbnail. Somebody screenshot it for me so I can, because I had to... Well, I can screenshot it. Hold on. I just don't have it as a full screen thing. There we go. Can we have Kylo Ren's head too? I don't own anything with Kylo Ren. I have a General Hux figure that was $1. I haven't even opened him yet. My new wallpaper. I'm glad you guys are loving this too. This was a lot of fun tonight. It's been a pretty consistent stream. I mean, it's late and we're talking about some obscure stuff, but thanks to everyone who stuck around with us tonight. It's been 3 hours of... Yeah, 3 hours. Jesus. That's the one dangerous part about live streaming. When you get into stuff like this, 3, 4, 5 hours can just disappear. If you guys want me to do more long ones like this at night, just let me know. I gladly will. We can have a lot of fun talking about stuff. We can play our game, Who's Going to Hold Rey's Head. Next week, it'll be the Green Goblin. We should do a World Cup game where we use Rey's head as a soccer ball or football, depending on what part of the world you're from. Thank you, Random Game User 42. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Like I said, I had a great time. I've never had a bad time on a live stream here on this channel because I like talking to people. Clearly, it's something I enjoy doing, and I do it a lot, and I'm having a lot of fun in life. So thank you to the so many people that are sticking around tonight. Oh, Voorhees, you're on the West Coast, so I'm glad you're having fun too. It was 10 o'clock there, so you got a whole night ahead of you. David, if this is your first time catching World Class Bullshitters live, don't make it your last. I'll be back on Tuesday morning with Good Morning Pop Culture. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to spend tomorrow working on a video. And then Tuesday night is also the High Council, and you're going to want to check that out because I got Doomcock. As of now, he's going to be on the show, so make sure everything's confirmed with him, and we'll have Doomcock on the High Council. So this will be the best episode of the High Council ever. You guys are going to love it. And then I'll be back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with more. Wednesday night is our Patreon Hangout, so if you're a patron, you know how to contact us over there, and I will make sure you have the link, and make sure you hang off us. We'll talk about anything you want. No entertainment topic is taboo. And then Thursday night's the podcast, and I don't know what's going on Friday, but we're going to try to get a live stream watch party rolling this coming weekend. So I was reading some of the chats as I'm closing this out. But everyone, thank you. Yes, Dennis, the High Council is on the channel this week. It rotates each week, and this week is my week. So bring your questions, bring the fun, because I know we're going to bring it. And make sure you have your questions for Doomcock. You guys are going to love it, too. Oh, Voorhees, the shots are hitting you, dude. I should have drank more Crown Royal. I kind of want to be where you are right now. Have a nice buzz, go watch Luke Cage, or maybe Batman, and doze off into La La Land. Raven Heartless, where can you send the screenshot? Either on Twitter to us, or on our Facebook page, or worldclassbs@mail.com, thebestmail.com. Those are the 3 ways to contact us. And the channel's grown so much, so we do our best to email you back as quick as possible. It's going to take a few days, but I do my best to make sure everyone gets a personalized response. Oh, Belle, you just got here from Laredo, Texas. Well, I'm hoping you're having a good time in Laredo. It was just a nice, cool evening. But we're just about to close it out. It's 1:04 in the morning. And don't forget Geekdom 101. I wrote it down right here on my notes for my calendar for the month of June. So don't worry about that. If you're taking a shot, Lime Green Hulk, Lime Green Hulk, Lime Green Hulk. So I'm sorry. Don't die on me. And I'll be back later with more. So if you have any requests or questions about the toys, send them on over, and we'll do that. Will Geeks and Gamers Jeremy be there? Yes, he will. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a regular on the show. The 3 permanent members of the High Council are myself, Ethan Van Skyver of Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. The 3 of us will be on the show each week, and some weeks we will have a rotating guest. So this week it will be Doomcock. Last week it was Jesse Milestone from her channel, Mindless Entertainment. So it'll just depend on if we have a guest and if we want to rotate one in. So that's that. Jeremy's part of the show. Do some coke. No, I will not, Data Racer. Never on air. Hell, never in life. That shit fucks you up. Just ask many people that I've met in real life. All right, make sure you... All right, guys. Well, I'm going to close this out because I am really tired. So thank you to everyone that's sending us the pictures over on our Facebook page. I'll make sure I give you guys a shout out on this week's episode. And if I forget, remind me and I'll give you one then. So John Talk Stores and the High Council, we will try to get in contact with him. We will definitely try to get people, because at the end of the day, this is just entertainment for you guys to sit back and listen to and watch and have fun. If you want to hear someone specific on the show, it's good for everyone. All right, folks. Well, enjoy your Sundays. It's Saturday for some of you still, so have fun. I got to get up in the morning and take some people to breakfast. So wish me luck with that, and catch me on Tuesday morning for Good Morning Pop Culture at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time till 10 a.m. We're going to do that Tuesday through Friday. And like I said, Tuesday night, High Council here on this channel. Wednesday night, our Patreon Hangout. Don't miss out. If you're a patron, you're going to want to be a part of it because everyone did last time. Thursday's the podcast. And over the weekend next week, we will do a movie watch party. So thank you. And yes, we don't do politics, Rick. So see you guys next weekend and have fun. And no, Derek, I won't break my body for you guys. Just because I'm tired doesn't mean I'm, breaking my body. Do go to the gym a lot. Thought I hurt my shoulder. Turns out it was just kind of tight. So anyway, see you guys next time.